Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, we are live from Valley Process Technology Field. This is a VPT field, as we call it for short, here in Casselton. We're going to name off the starting lineups for both teams. First off, Lisbon Post 7. The head coach is Brad Bittner. Assistant coach is Jaden Bittner. Leadoff hitter is Lincoln Adair, the second baseman, who's back from a year of college. Second batter is the shortstop, Cam Cordero. Third batter is the pitcher, Eli Lyons. Cleanup tonight is center fielder Jaden Howard. The catcher is Jake Lyons. Third baseman is Camden Rondesvet. First baseman is Rylan Moss. The right fielder is Zach Ward. The left fielder is Grayson Lyons. And then the gentleman that's in reserve to start tonight is number 20, Zane Johnson. For the home team this evening, the Haymakers, the head coach is Mitch Shear. Assistant coach by Max Kabervig and Nick Holm. Your starting lineup is the shortstop. Leading off is Jack Everson. Left fielder is Carver Kosowski. Second baseman is Ryan Osmondstad. The catcher is Grayson Lewis. Third baseman, Keegan Peterson. First baseman, Bryce Mueller. Center fielder, Lucas Christensen. The pitcher is Rylan Boder. Right fielder is Jackson Deutsch. Your reserves to start this evening is number 11, Cole Boer, number 1, Will Everson, and number 6, Jonah Thulkus. We're excited for a good night here, a nice non-region game. Lisbon plays at the Class B level, and Casselton Haymakers play at the Class A level, but of course they've played in many sports for many years here. So we're looking forward to it here as Lisbon finishes up their infield. The Haymakers have already ran their infield. Windy night here in Casselton. Looks like it's blowing from left to right on your TV screen, as you can see the flags out there in right center field. We have Brad Anderson as the PA announcer tonight. He's going to be really good at being impartial tonight, I think. He's a Lisbon guy, but he's very friendly to Casselton as well, so we'd like to believe that he's somewhere in the middle tonight. And this should be a really fun night. A little later start than normal. We're starting at 6 o'clock. We like to start at 5:30, but it worked out better for both sides to do 6 o'clock tonight. There's a football camp tonight at Shanley for the Casselton kids, so it'll be a little bit of different lineup than maybe we'll see later, but still packed full of good athletes and really good players. Post 15 had a home game last night against Minot and won both, and anyone that was lucky enough to watch that watched a lot of good athletes and players playing there too. So no excuses tonight. Tonight we come out, expect a good game, and both teams are going to compete hard to win. we will be heading to a break and we'll let Brad do his announcements and we'll do the Star Spangled Banner, and then we'll come back for game time. Stay live here on yourliveevents.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the Big Air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends.
The world of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order your...
All right, we're back live here for just a little bit here as the umps are making their way from their little umping shack out in left field, and we'll keep you tuned in here until the umps and the coaches have their coaches meeting. First game for Casselton Haymakers tonight. This is definitely later than typical, and when you look around the state, it looks like they're probably one of the only ones that haven't played yet. But they've had a lot of years where they don't have a very big break after high school, and if you have kind of one sport go to another sport, it can be a little bit of a wear on you. So this year we probably did it the opposite way, and that's okay. That's okay. So it'll be fun to see how sharp Lisbon is coming coming off of their high school year. I haven't had a chance yet to see how many games that they've had, but. We will go to break here, and once again, like we say, let Brad, the PA announcer, do his thing, and then we'll come back for game time. Stay tuned on yourliveevents.com.
June 30th, 2026.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
We are back live this evening with, once again, we have Lisbon Broncos Post 7 here coming to play the Casselton Haymakers. Once again, this is the Haymakers' start to their season, first game of the year, so they're starting with a non-conference game. Have a few guys gone for the football camp, but have very, very able bodies in place of them, so this will be a good game tonight. Two good teams wanting to win. Good long time. I don't know if rival's the right word, but teams that have played each other a lot, and obviously both sides love to beat the other one. And we'll be solo here tonight, so expect a lot of the ads to be read this evening. So that should be good. and we are. So when I look at Lisbon, they have played the West Fargo Rattlers, and they split with them, and that was on they played them once on June 3rd and once on the 6th, and they played Edgeley Legion and lost 16-5 in that game on the 7th, and then looked like they played some type of exhibition game as well, so they're technically 1-3 overall, but my assumption there is that the Edgeley game is the only one that is a counter. And yeah, so it's going to be a fun night. Some of these kids for Casselton have played games with the Junior Legion team so far, and some of them are still waiting for their first one. They went and of course got to the region championship game on the high school side, so they played up until that point. And here we go for their first game of Legion. The leadoff hitter here is second baseman Lincoln Adair for Lisbon. This is a young man we know well that is back from his freshman year after his freshman year of college and playing. And he starts off with a single there to right field. Cam Cordero, the shortstop, coming up. Really good athlete, good basketball player, and that's probably where we see him the most is baseball and basketball, but he's that's going to be a formidable athlete for the Haymakers to play against. Rylan Boder on the mound this evening. He just graduated his senior year, and he'll be heading to M State to continue his baseball career next year. And it's been fun watching him grow from a very, very young age and put a lot of time in on all sides of the ball, but I think he's going to focus mostly on pitching at the next level, and that's really where he's settled in here a lot at the Legion and high school level as well. Across the field here, you got Grayson Lewis behind the plate, and then on the infield from left to right, you got Keegan Peterson at third, Jack Everson at short, Ryan Osmondstead at second base. You know, he probably prefers to play a lot of infield, but where he fits best on the team right now is in the outfield, and he's a way above average outfielder as well. And then we have Bryce Mueller at first base. Out in the outfield, left field is Carver Kosowski. Center field is Lucas Christensen, as is customary. And then in right field, Jackson Deutsch. That's one of the Junior Legion Post 15 guys who's been a standout at that level in their two doubleheaders so far this year. And he'll be pushing for time on the top team before too long, I'm sure of it. Another nice hit there, Cordero to the right side of the field. So first and second, a lot of things going for Lisbon with no outs.
Number 14, pitcher Eli
The umps this evening, behind home plate, Quinn Irie, head Horace baseball coach, and we're lucky to have professional umps like him, and Mr. Cody Hughes out on the bases. Cody's one of these guys with lots of different nicknames. Some call him Georgia, but most often when I see it in print, it's Cody, so we'll go with that for the most part tonight. Looks like Lisbon's going to be active on the bases tonight. Seems like a lot of coming back, a lot of nudges towards the next base as if they're going to be running. So I think we'll have to pay a lot of attention to them tonight. It's been quite a few days now since a lot of these Haymakers have played games. So it'll be interesting to see if they're sharp from having more practice time, or if they're a little rusty, or somewhere in between. It'll be fun to see. Windy night tonight, so if you're hearing that in the microphone, we apologize. If we have the window open, you see better, but if it makes the sound a little bit worse, we apologize for that. There we got a hit by pitch. It looks like it would have been ball 4 anyways, or possibly ball 3. And so now Eli Lyons gets the free pass, and Jaden Howard will come up, the cleanup hitter, with bases loaded. So Ryland's in a little bit of a tough spot here to start. Ryland's one of these guys, it seems like when he starts hot, he can just roll for multiple innings and be in good shape here, and then every once in a while he can have a little bit of a slow start. It looks like so far that's what that is, but let's see if he can limit the damage and get out of trouble here in the first inning. Once again, this is the center fielder, Jaden Howard. He's wearing number 7, that pinstripes this evening for Lisbon, with the white pants and just a single pinstripe down the side, and nice look. I think Howard just stepped out purely from a wind perspective that time. I don't think there's a lot of dirt flying around on the turf field here, but I think the wind probably almost knocked him over. It's going to be one of those types of nights. Let's see what Keegan does with that. Keegan goes home, gets the lead runner. Nice move there by Keegan Peterson. That can be a tough decision there, what to do, whether to touch third and then throw it home, or whether to touch third and go to first. I think you made a good move there, throwing home and getting the lead runner there. So we got one out, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Jake Lyons. That's ball to center field. Any ball up in the air might be a little tricky tonight, but in good hands out there with Lucas Christensen. That being said, it's the first score for the game, and that's Lisbon taking the 1-0 lead. 1-0 lead there with Cam Cordero coming across the plate, because of course Adair got out on that last play from Keegan Peterson to Grayson Lewis. So now we're sitting with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Guys on first and second. And hit by pitch here to start. So that's going to bring that Camden Ronisfit was who took that hit by pitch. He's playing third base this evening. Up comes Ryland Moss, the first baseman. And we are back to bases loaded. And it could be, I think if the Haymakers can get out of here with 1 run, they'll be pretty pleased with that. A lot of base runners so far. Kind of a chaotic feeling to the game with all the wind at this point. But yeah, if we can kind of get past shake off some of that early season rust and get out of this type of first inning with 1 run, I think everyone will be really tickled with that on the Casselton side line. speaking of the Casselton sideline, head coach Mitch Shear. He's been coaching in the Casselton program for several years. I can't remember what he said. We just had the parent meeting recently, and it's been, I know it's in the double digits, and he's been coaching the Legion team now for, I believe, 3 years, or maybe this might be his 4th year. He worked his way all the way up. You know, he used to be the guy that would help with the T-ball all the way up to rookies in Casselton, which means 11 and 12-year-olds. And then, several years would go when our oldest kid was coming through. He was coaching the Titans, which is a 13-year-old team in Casselton, and had a really good run with the Haymakers, which is which at the time was our 14 and 15-year-old team. And then moved up to Junior Legion, and now he's coaching the head team. So nice run there. And speaking of nice runs, Lisbon with another run in this game. So they're up 2-0, and we're sitting with bases loaded. And the right fielder, Zach Ward, is up. There's a pop fly. We will all hold our breath on every pop fly tonight because of the wind. But Jackson Deutsch shows he is able and willing out there. So that closes the inning out. And I think even with that, I think the Haymakers are going to be happy with 2 runs to start on a night like this. Please stay tuned here to yourliveevents.com after the break.
Radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the big air ATV show in the RJ Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
We are back. We are back for Lisbon Broncos got 2 in the top of the first there, and Eli Lyons is the pitcher this evening, and Jake Lyons is the catcher. And there are 3 Lions in the lineup this evening, so always fun to see that from small towns like Casselton or Lisbon. You see a lot of relatives. Leading off is Jack Everson, shortstop. He's also a senior. I think you'll see a lot of seniors tonight, or it'll feel like a lot of seniors based on the lineup. And Jack just finished his high school year, in high school career, I should say, and is planning to go to Bismarck State next year and go into be an electrician. As well as hopefully continue his baseball career there for Bismarck State. Ground ball to third. And that ball sails a little bit high, and we may see a little bit of that tonight, I have a feeling, with the conditions that we have here. So Jack moves up to second base, and now we're going to see Carver Kasowski come to the plate. Carver Kasowski had a really strong, he's a really strong sophomore that is going to be a junior next year. He puts a lot of time into the game of baseball. He's also also on the wrestling team, and was a good tight end last year for the football team. And I think more and more he seems to just continue to put more and more time on the baseball field. One of these guys that's up there by himself or with his brother pretty often there as he grounds out in his first time up. And I'll bring up Ryan Osmondstad, excuse me. Ryan Osmondstad, as we had mentioned earlier, he probably played third base the most. When he was younger, he played everywhere. And then played a lot of third base, but there really is a lot of third basemen on this team. And we have a strong senior in Keegan Peterson that plays a lot of third base now. So for the good of the team, he's willing to move to outfield, and really he's become a star out there. He's just a really great defensive outfielder and a really good hitter as well. Strong junior campaign this year. Bach is called, and Everson moves up to third base. Yeah, Ryan played a really good year, mostly in left field. And then he's one of these guys that you would love to have as a pitcher on about any other team, but there's so many pitchers and so many high-end pitchers for the Haymakers that he probably doesn't get as much time there as you would expect. But it's not for lack of ability. Good, strong athlete. Ryan's one of these guys that likes to hunt and fish and do a lot of those things as well, and kind of fits baseball and school and all that stuff around that. I think that's kind of where the priority lies. That's what he loves to do, and there's a few of those guys on this team. Everson scores on the pass ball. And very quickly now we are back to 2-1 in this game. Two balls, one strike, the count. Got under that a little bit. Going to be a pop-up once again. So scary. There's probably typically a very easy call for the third baseman, and it made its way to the left-hand side of the shortstop. We're going to see a lot of that tonight. Grayson Lewis, he really had a nice senior campaign. He's been just a super strong catcher for both the Haymakers and the high school here for the last year to 18 months, I would say. And his strongest campaign, I would say, would have been his senior year, so he saved his best for last in the high school career anyways. Really has improved himself with the bat. Put a lot of time in the off season, and it shows. And just a good silent leader on this team. Here comes Keegan Peterson. Keegan Peterson is first off here. Jonah Thokus comes in to run. He's used to being on the other side of that. Jonah Thokus is a really strong up and coming catcher for the Haymakers and post 15, and he's going to get the bulk of his time on post 15 this year, but I'm sure the coaches, any chance they have to come and take a look at him up with the Haymakers, they'll do that, because he's we mentioned last night that it's possible that he throws the ball to bases as well as anybody in the program, and really does a lot of great things and has a nice looking bat as well. So back to Keegan Peterson. Keegan's one of these guys that's been really the ace at his level all the way up since he was 9, 10, 11 years old when we were playing the Pee Wee rookie travel age, and he's just kind of continued that, and really has been very durable. It hasn't. He's one of these guys that has a good motion and throws hard all the time. So it just really has been healthy and durable. And he's a guy that can play middle infield and can play in the corners. Really can help you in a lot of different ways. It's been fun to watch him mature all the way up. And he's like a lot of these guys. I think he's just kind of a gamer, and is just going to do what it takes to win. And so another guy that's fun to watch play. The everything can change as the year goes on, but coming out of the spring, I'd say your 3 frontline starters. You're looking at Lucas Christensen is probably he's up there in that top 3, and then you have Keegan and you have Carver, and you could really put them in any order. And then there's several other pitchers that we'll see by the end of the summer. Who knows? Maybe they'll end up jumping in there. Either way, they're going to be super valuable, and Ryland's one of those guys tonight. You have Bryce Mueller, who's on deck, is another really good pitcher for the Haymakers. And really, it is a little bit of a comedy of errors in the pitching staff. So that was a flyout for Keegan Peterson, and after 1 inning, Lisbon Post 7 has the lead, 2-1 over the Casselton Haymakers. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvents.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
We are back. We're back as Ryland just finished his warm-up pitches, and the left fielder, Grayson Lyons, will be leading off. He's the last batter this evening for Lisbon, or the second leadoff, however you want to say that. He wears number 4, and he's one of the Lions triumvirate in the starting lineup here tonight for Lisbon. Little comebacker to Ryland Boder. Nice agile play there by Bryce. Maybe a little bit of surprise to him that went left quickly. And here we'll come back to the top of the order with Lincoln Adair. Now, please send any hate mail if I'm wrong here, but my understanding, I heard a story here last night that some of this I know is true and some of this I hope is true, but Lincoln Adair, his dad is the AD that we've known for a long time down in Lisbon, and he's going to be coaching the 14-year-olds for Enderlin, because Pat came from Enderlin, and then not only is his son Lincoln playing for Lisbon Legion this year, I think he is helping coach the Babe Ruth for Lisbon. So you make when Enderlin and Lisbon face off, not only is that just a long time, rival next door neighbor, you're going to have Adair versus Adair in that game. So correct me if I'm wrong on any of that, but that's a story that I heard last night, and I think it's pretty cool. So here we have Cam Cordero, the shortstop, coming up, and a little bit of either a wild pitch or a pass ball there, but either way, Lincoln Adair finds his way to second base. Speaking of guys with a lot of different nicknames, Lincoln's dad is one of those guys. People call him Condo, and I'm sure several other things. But good baseball player in his own right. Remember playing amateur ball with him back in the day, and he would always prefer to bat 9. He thought that's where he could dominate from there. So really funny personality type guy in Pat. And here we go with Cordero, the shortstop, good athlete. Once again, Ryland seems to be settling in here a little bit, but we'll see how this goes. The top of the order is not going to make it easy for him. Nice play by Ryan Osmonstead, like riding a bike, as they would say. He hasn't. I can't even think of when the last time he played second base, but he looks pretty comfortable out there right away. And I'm sure he loves every second of playing in the infield. So one of the reasons that he's playing second base is Brody Kegley is at football camp. He's the star quarterback for the Centercast Squirrels. So it'd be pretty tough to run that camp without your star quarterback. So makes sense that he's there. And here comes Eli Lyons, tonight's pitcher. 2 quick outs here for Boder and the Haymakers. We got a pop fly. We'll see what the wind does with that. I'm guessing it's going to just keep pushing that right. That is out there into the trees, and we'll see if we're able to retrieve that out there. Mr. Adam Mueller is venturing into the trees there, and we'll see how good of a looker he is. Nice pitch there on the inside corner by Boder. Yeah, Ryland's really made himself into an effective pitcher. Has a good breaking ball, good fastball, does a good job mixing up speeds. Nice hitting that time by Eli Lyons, the pitcher. Now we're bringing up the cleanup hitter, center fielder, Jaden Howard.
Center fielder number 7, Jaden Howard.
Lisbon now up 3-1. There we got a throw over there past the first baseman. Good backup by Jackson, moving over there right away on the throw, and held him to just 1 extra base. I think after that ball gets past first base and goes up the line like that, Haymakers will take that. Take the 1 base on that overthrow. We'll take that. From everyday banking to ag and business lending, Bank North supports local families and businesses with financial solutions rooted in community commitment and local decisions. Visit banknorth.com. banknorth.bank to learn more. Bank North, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Back to the action here. Yeah, I don't know how much the ball really, or the wind really affects the ball pitching, but it can affect your motion. Can keep you from staying on balance. So Ryland doing a nice job keeping the ball around the plate with the wind blowing in his ears. Ryland's another one of those guys that likes to hunt and fish and do all those things. I think he has access to a cabin pretty nearby, Fergus Falls there. So when he goes there, I'm sure that was a nice side benefit for him heading that way for college. Here we got a pop fly out to Christensen. Looks like he's got it measured, and that is the 3rd out. And we have the score is Lisbon Post 7-3 and Casselton Haymakers 1. Stay here on yourliveevents.com.
Is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
We are back. We are back, and Lisbon with a 3-1 lead here over the Haymakers. The leadoff hitter is Bryce Mueller, who had a nice play there at first base. The throw over from Ryland got a little off to the side, and Bryce did a nice job of being light on his feet and getting over there and making a good play. He's a really slick first baseman there. Good pitcher, and nice hitter here for the Haymakers as well as the high school team in the spring. Ooh, that's hit hard to left center. Looks like they got a beat on it, and nice play. Nice play there by Howard in center field. I'll bring up Lucas Christensen. Batting 7 tonight, and getting his first at bat of the Legion season. Had a really nice season at the plate for the high school team. Lucas is way above average pitcher, way above average center fielder, and hitting has been that thing that has taken a little longer to come along, but it really seemed to come along this spring, and really had a lot of great at bats there this spring, and we expect to see a lot more of that. Still only just finishing his junior year. Seems like he's been playing forever. And that can happen with a kid like that. That's fun to watch. He's a kid. There's several of these kids that help with the youth programs. Do a lot of the coaching and umping and different things like that. He helps with the 9 through 12-year-olds, which we call Pee-wee and rookie here. And not only that, he's one of the assistant coaches for the Titans. So he stays pretty busy, and then he's always willing to ump a game. He umped an amateur game for the Cass County Catfish the other night here. And so he's getting paid the way you do when you play a lot of baseball in the summer. So good to see that, and it's really, really helpful for the program as well. Like a hit by pitch there. And Ryland Boulder comes to the plate here. The pitcher for this evening's game. Ryland got into one there pretty good, but looks like probably got under it a little bit. Nice play by the left fielder. Grayson Lyons with a nice play. Like I say that everyone's handled the wind here pretty good so far with those pop flies and flyouts and things like that, and you just never know. Jackson Deutsch has had a nice season so far. We've talked about him a little bit for the post-15 Legion team. He's we knew he's a great outfielder. We knew he can pitch. The question was, how good will he hit at Legion? It's always hard when you're moving up as a 16-year-old. It's a big jump from Class B Babe Ruth to all of a sudden you're starting to get into that, whether it's Junior Legion or Class A, it can be a tough jump. And so far things look really good. He's hit some really hard shots to right center. And mixed in a few that have been pulled as well. So fun to see that. Fun to see a young guy that can go both ways with it very early. Jackson is a tall guy, good basketball player for Casselton. Had a nice spring on the track team, and he's part of that basketball team that got second in state this year. He seemed to me like he kept on getting more and more minutes as the year went on for Coach Norman's team, and we'll see a couple of those guys out here tonight. seems like the specialization bug is starting to hit a little more in Casselton. Kind of hard not to in 2026, and when you're this close to Fargo. But we're still lucky enough to have several multi-sport athletes, and Jackson's one of them here. That ball thrown down to second, gets past the second baseman, heads to center field, but center field does a really nice job of backing it up and keeps Lucas at second base. The 3-1 here for Lisbon. A couple quick outs for the inning, and Jackson batting 9 tonight. Foul ball on the left-hand side there. Camden Rondesfit looked a little bit disgusted that he wasn't that ball didn't stay fair. I think it looked like he could have got the out there otherwise. So nice job, nice hop, and proactive charging done by Camden there. Jackson's going to play a lot of center field for the Junior Legion team this summer, and I think I'm not speaking for any coaches or anything like that, but it looks like he's got that locked up, and I don't see him doing any reason to lose that anytime soon, because he is that high level out there. And then tonight he's playing right field, because that makes a lot of sense when Lucas is roaming out in center field for the Haymakers. As we mentioned earlier, Ryan Osmondstad he'll play a lot of outfield as well, and do that really well. So really should be a fun outfield to watch if you like to watch outfield play this year. There you go. Get it back to Camden. Camden got his out either way. So we are after 2. Lisbon post 7-3, and Casselton Haymakers 1. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvents.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
We're back now with Jake Lyons, the catcher, leading off. Rylan Boder still on the mound. Looks like Keegan Peterson doing a little supervision work there, standing by him. Maybe giving him some unsolicited advice. It's always good to get to. And once again, Jake Lyons will lead off the inning here. Nice start. Always like that first pitch strike. That I'm sure Coach Shear is happy to see that. So we mentioned Mitch Shear is back for another year here and has been around for a long time. He's looking good. He's got himself in some really good shape this year, and has himself a new lease on life, it seems. And another guy that moved up this year is Max Koppervig as the main assistant this year, the guy that's at all the practices, all the games, and all that, while also being the head coach of our Black Stockings, which is the 15-year-old team. And then Nick Holm is a guy that's been around. We talked about how many years and levels that Mitch has been at, and Nick Holm has been with him every single one of those years at all of those levels. So that's been a cool thing. Nick has he's adulting and has a full-time job during the day, but he's able to make it to all the games here for the Haymakers. Cameron Isfed made the last out there at third base, comes up to bat with one out here in the top of the third. Cam had a hit by pitch earlier, and so he's one of those not many stats so far. He's 0 for 0 for the night, but does probably have a bruise. Right around the inside corner there. Nice job by Quinn Irie picking that out. You have a good angle from behind here on at least the left and right to the plate. It can be a little harder to tell high and low from up here. But, of course, we're all experts from wherever we're sitting or standing during a baseball game. Just ask us, right? Ryland Boder up at the count here once again. Staying up the count, and Ron Desfet doing a really nice job staying alive. A lot of jerseys blowing around tonight. Hopefully we get everything in, and hopefully some of those scary warnings of bad weather throughout the area are unfounded. We had a Lisbon team that chose not to come up for Pee Wee Rookie tonight because of what it sounds like it could be in Lisbon tonight. So hopefully that's not true. Hopefully everyone in Lisbon stays safe. Carver Kasowski with a nice play. Carver Kasowski just made a really great play out in left field there. Adding to the level of difficulty, of course, is the weather tonight, the wind tonight. So later on here, we'll have our precision play of the game, Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Carver maybe in the early lead for that award. But I expect with these two teams, I expect there to be several choices by the end of this game. We're in unison here up in the box, thinking we're playing a 7 and a 5 tonight, with this being a non-conference game. Haymakers do have a busy schedule. They, as we mentioned, they didn't get started until a little bit late, but they make up for it in a hurry with a doubleheader tonight. Another doubleheader at home on Thursday night, and then they head off for their biannual trip to Sioux Falls tournament, and then they're going to catch a College World Series game. A lot of fundraising in order to make that happen that the boys and the parents do a really great job of, and really the community and our local Legion Post and folks like Shane Lark at Ivory Insurance and just several different people do a lot to help us out there. And we're super appreciative of that, and it allows for some good experiences for the kids, some lifelong experiences there, and some team building and team bonding and all that kind of stuff. And so looking forward to that. But yeah, Haymakers are going to be busy this week. They'll play Friday and Saturday and we believe Sunday. And then what they typically do is they'll drive down to Omaha on Monday from Sioux Falls, and then they'll drive all the way back that night, which is not always the most comfortable to be on the bus that long, but it's a little bit on purpose to build some team unity and team bonding. Even the occasional squabble can be good for long term. So that'll be a fun weekend for the boys, families, and the coaches and everyone involved. The This is number 17, Zach Ward, right fielder. Sitting with 2 outs, and still a 3-1 lead here for Lisbon. Right over the top. Quinn Irie was umping last night and had a really consistent zone. It was, and maybe on purpose for Junior Legion. It was a little bigger zone last night, but it was very consistent across both sides. So we'll see if he adjusts that a little bit tonight for A, or if that's kind of what it looks like. But that ball was a little high, and it looks like we're gonna get a visit from Coach Holm here as we have guys in first and second. For Grayson Lyons, the left fielder. Grayson Lyons 0 for 1 on the evening. Grounded out to the pitcher Boder in that first one. That's the one where Boder was running over to first base and just kind of tried to throw it while still on the run, and Bryce made a nice play adjusting to that throw. And so we'll see what happens here. We got 2 outs, guys on first and second, and a 2-run lead here by Lisbon. Jack Everson looked at third first, head to second base. Cody Hughes there at second calls him out. And at the halfway through the third, Lisbon Broncos post 7. They're probably not called the Broncos now, but it's Lisbon post 7. 3, Casselton Haymakers 1. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvents.com.
Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
We are back, and Jack Everson is going to be leading off here for the Haymakers. That is the top of the order here this evening for the Haymakers, and Jack reached on an error the first time up, a ground ball to the third baseman, and so we'll see here as he steps in here for the second time on this young season. Nice leadoff strike there for the pitcher Lyons, and that's Eli Lyons. Little easy pop fly and foul territory to first base for Jack, and he starts out 0 for 2. Here comes Kasowski, number 9, and he grounded out to the third baseman last time up, and made a really nice play out in the outfield this last half inning, going to his left, and that wind, if anything, is going left to right, which would have been his left. So I'm sure that thing it felt like it kept on going away from him, but he did a really great job of tracking that down and kind of caught it down at the hip or waist level with a nice play. That's fun to see. he's probably at this point in his career been known more for his hitting and pitching. Probably maybe not in that order, even maybe pitching first and hitting. And it's a little bit tougher to be known for defense because he had the utility role for the high school team where wherever the pitcher was coming from, that's the position that he played. So it makes it really tough, especially for a young guy to get really great at any of those spots. But showed his versatility that he's able to do that. And Carver goes down on strikes, and Osmondstad comes to bat here. The second baseman this evening. You could say this spring his normal position was left field, but too early to tell for sure what his regular position will be this summer under Coach Shear, as opposed to under Coach Maggio in the spring. So we will see how all of that shakes out. Quick 2 outs though. Lions has to be happy with that. Both Coach Bittners have to be happy with that on the Lisbon side. The flags in right center field are getting a workout tonight. Steady flowing to the right or the north, I guess. Since we've got here tonight, we'll see if that changes at any point tonight. Takes an inside pitch there. There's a ball right up the middle. Ooh, that was a really good play there by the shortstop, Cordero. I thought he had no shot at getting to that, but ended up getting over to it. But Ryan just a little too fast. Ryan did a nice job there. The only hit this evening is owned by Mr. Lewis coming up now. And Grayson Lewis singled on a line drive there in between short and third. His first time up, something that we saw a lot of this spring and hope to see more of this summer. Ryan with a nice jump there, a close play, but safe at second. Head first slide into second for Osmondstad. Our fall balls this evening are brought to you by Xcel Energy. So tonight's game is brought to you by Xcel Energy, proudly powering communities like Casselton and all across North Dakota. There's a strong hit into right. Looks like it got him. And that is going to be just a couple hopper to the fence and right there for Grayson. RBI double for Mr. Lewis. And Osmondstad scores easily. Nice hit by Grayson. He's 2 for 2 on the young season. And he's got the two smallest parts of the cycle done with. So we'll see if he gets a triple and a homer here the rest of the night. But let me get that score up there for him. 3-2. We got a tight game here. And Mr. Peterson steps in. Keegan is one of those basketball players that we talked about earlier, when we were talking about Jackson Deutsch. Keegan was also a basketball player on that second place team, and he was a starter for the year as a senior. Only a couple seniors on that team. And definitely logged the most minutes. So that was a good move there by Lions, and look at Jonah was maybe leaning a little bit towards third base, but had plenty of time to get back. Peterson wearing a red helmet tonight compared to the customary black helmet, and I think I know why. We had Friday morning optional practice, and Keegan does a really great job of showing up to those and helping with the young kids and being there. And said, "You're in what level helmet is that?" And he said it's one of the Babe Ruth helmets, but he said it's a lot more comfortable. So I think that's I think comfort must have ruled the day here for Mr. Peterson when choosing the helmet. So we have no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jonah Tholkus, courtesy running there in scoring position. Ooh, nice hard hit. That's bad luck for Keegan because the second baseman was purely there to hold Jonah close. And it ended up having him in the exact perfect place for that hit. Hit it really hard at the middle, one of the harder hits of the night. And every once in a while that happens, and then you have a blooper that fits in. The game is funny that way. But the Haymakers did score a run. It is now Lisbon 3, Casselton 2. Keep watching here on yourliveevents.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
We are back live. And we have a pitcher, third baseman, straight switch. Rylan Boder moves over to third base, and Keegan Peterson comes in to pitch. As we mentioned, he's going to be one of the aces, and quite honestly, the reason we feel safe saying that is he's been one of the aces all the way up. And had a nice spring. Pitched much more in the second half of the spring, and to be fair, no one pitched that much in the first half of the spring because there were so many guys to get in. And finished his year strong, and a nice spring at the plate as well. And arguably the strongest arm on the team. If he doesn't have the strongest arm, he's in a very short argument for that. Speaking of strong arms, Grayson throws it down to third. That's been happening forever in Casselton. The customary thing there is to throw it down to second base, and you see in Casselton we like to throw it down around to different bases. I'm not sure where exactly that started, but I know that it's been happening for several years here in Casselton, so it's interesting. All right. Well, that brings up Lincoln Adair, the leadoff hitter. He is the only 2-hit guy on the night for either team. Has been pretty automatic here. Or I shouldn't say that. Grayson has 2 hits now as well. So both him and both Adair and Lewis own that. You really see Keegan's uniform flying in the wind here. Ooh, that's just barely foul. The lines on the turf here make it much easier to see if it's fair or foul. Not saying it's perfect every time for us, especially as the age starts doing some things to our eyesight. But that one was just a hair foul. Nice hustle by Deutsch getting over there. Kind of funny, you see another thing that the wind does here. You can see Jackson Deutsch and Lucas talking in the outfield and kind of having a hard time hearing each other because of the wind. Rylan Boulder with a nice play at third base. Rylan squares that up with his chest, and hasn't had that opportunity to play a whole lot of third base. He played it in the past, but hasn't played it a lot lately. But squares it up, super strong arm to first base, and then nice to see Jackson Deutsch there having the backup as well. So bring up Cam Cordero with a little bouncer to first. Bryce Mueller gets there quick, not easy to do. We talked about how athletic Cordero is, and the ground that he made up at shortstop and that ball up the middle. So Bryce did a nice job getting over there to first faster. That's not easy. So here we are in the top of the fourth inning. Eli Lyons, the pitcher, who's cruising right along, doing a nice job on the mound tonight for Lisbon. Keegan came in to pitch this inning and has 2 quick outs. I always like to see that in his first outing of the year. Wasting no time getting ahead. Nice stab or block there from Grayson. I think a lot of umpires appreciate Grayson. Not a lot of balls get past him, so they stay clean pretty often, which is good. We learned something the other night at the umping clinic that I always figured you stand in the slot, which means you're standing in between the hitter and the catcher when you're umping, and I figured the biggest reason that you do that is you just can see better. But the thing I found out the other night is it's you get less foul tips there because you don't get a lot of foul tips back on the inside part of the bat. So learn something new every day. That was interesting. Center fielder Jaden Howard coming up to bat. So our ump this evening on the base is Cody Hughes. He was one of the gentlemen teaching at that clinic. Jeff Hammond, another ump teaching at that clinic, and Jeff Hammond was fresh off of coaching the regional for the NSIC tournament, and we're lucky enough to have him as one of our regular umps here. So fun to see those guys ump the high levels and come back and help us out. So we are lucky about that. Nice play by Everson there, throwing it to Osmondstad at second. So in the middle of the fourth, Lisbon still has the tight lead here with 3-2 lead over the Casselton Haymakers. Stay live here on YourLiveEvents.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
All right, we are back. Not many warm-up pitches yet here for Lions, so we'll see how long this goes. But we figured we better come back from break here. It looks like Bryce Mueller going to be leading off here, the first baseman. With so we're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9 for this inning. Tight game, 3-2. Hasn't been a good start of the year for the scoreboard. Our scoreboard keeps on going in and out here at Valley Process Technology Field, as anybody knows that takes, as a community that takes care of fields and all the things surrounding and all that. There's just always a constant wish list of what you can do for improvements, but hopefully that gets figured out so we're not in the market for a new scoreboard anytime soon. Bryce Mueller, first baseman, coming up, has had a nice game here so far. It really stung one to left center last time up, but the center fielder made a nice play out there. Howard over to his right. Bryce Mueller is one of these guys who has he's worked with a hitting coach for as long as I can remember, and he's one of our favorite hitting coaches, Mike Lang from Fargo. He's worked with a few of the guys here in Casselton, and strong base, really one of these guys that's just really firm in his legs, and has had a nice hitting career at every level, and then gets his chance now. Broke into the starting lineup in the spring, and looking to keep that here in the summer. He's one of the 17-year-olds. There's a lot of guys that just finished their junior year and 17-year-olds on this team. Really a good baseball grade for Casselton. A lot of players and dads and parents and all that love baseball. Look at that, a hard hit there too. Bryce really, the swing looks good here early in the summer for Bryce Mueller. Nice to see, and had some pep in his step to get the extra base hit there as well. Nice hit there by Bryce Mueller, and Lucas Christensen, one of Bryce's best buds, coming up here to the plate, and we'll see how this goes. Lucas walked his first time up. As we had mentioned, he had a really nice spring for the Squirrels, and he was part of that second place finishing basketball team as well. Got some minutes in the rotation. Bunt, a little pop up on the bunt there. He won't be happy with himself on that one, I'm sure, and that will bring up Rylan Boder. Rylan Boder was a starting pitcher tonight. He's made a nice play at third base right away as well, and made pretty good contact his first time up there as well with a fly out to left field, and we'll see if he can turn that into the line drive variety this time with Bryce at second base waiting there in scoring position with one out. Other than the wind, it's a pretty nice night, pretty hot day all the way around, but of course this time of night it's a little cooler. Nice day. And as we look down at the on deck circle, it's Jackson Deutsch waiting for his turn. Unless something crazy happens, he should get his chance this inning. Boder goes down on strikes, and Jackson Deutsch comes to the plate. Jackson, it looks like he has a little bit of a hitch in his walk here. Last night, too. May have been the 3-on-3 tournament that he played this week, and him and a few of his buds played in the Shada, I believe it's called, in the Pelican Rapids. I'm looking over at the people there. Yep, I'm getting the nod there, that Pelican Rapids 3-on-3 tournament, and they had some success. It sounds like they won at the varsity level there, and I'm sure Mr. Norman loves the fact that those guys are getting some basketball in the off season. As mentioned, kind of a late decision. Decided to go out for track this year. Had a positive year there. Here he drove one to left center. Looks like Howard's gonna make that play look pretty easy here once again. And at the end of 4, post 7 from Lisbon is leading 3-2 over the Haymakers. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvents.com.
Grown Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
All right, we're back. We're back, and stick around. We're moving through this game pretty quickly, and at the end of the game, we'll have we'll hand out a few awards, and maybe that top award is the Enbridge Player of the Game. Always fun to kind of see who sticks out as the star. Life Takes Energy, Enbridge, Energy for Life, Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Once again, after the game, we'll have our Enbridge Player of the Game. Another award that we like to hand out is the HTC Connection of the Game. A lot of times that goes to the big hit of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. Here we come back with the catcher, Jake Lyons, leading off the inning here against Keegan Peterson for Lisbon post 7. Last time up, he struck out swinging with Rylan Boder on the mound, so this will be his first time facing Keegan. He did have an RBI earlier. That came in the form of a sac fly, which we're trying to keep all the lines straight here this evening. Nice play by Brad Bittner over there in the third base coaching box. Chose to throw it to Boulder instead of Keegan. I don't know if that's a win decision or if that's arm ain't what it used to be decision. We'll have to ask Coach Bittner in between games. Once again, this is Jake Lyons, the catcher. Keegan doing a really nice job starting ahead and staying ahead with the players so far here. Gave a little point to Grayson Lewis. They must have liked the decisions that they came to together. Fun to see those two recent graduates working together. They've worked together many games throughout the years. It's been fun to watch. Now the third baseman, number 19, Camden Rondesfet, back up. And last time up, he flew out to Kosowski in left field. I can only assume that was the really nice play to Kosowski's left. There, and he, I may be incorrect on that, but either way, he flew out to him last time up, and he did get beaned this evening as well. And there he hits a ground ball to Jack Everson, who happens to be a relative of Camden's. They both run into each other's family tree there at some point along the line there, so that's kind of a fun thing for the family watching at home, I'm sure. Now batting is the first baseman Rylan Moss. Yeah, I can't say enough about what Keegan has done here since being in the game. You know, everyone has the different bouts with maybe not starting out ahead and starting out with strikes, but it's been fun to watch. He's looked sharp. As sharp as Bryce Mueller has looked hitting, Keegan has looked that sharp pitching so far. So it's been fun to watch. And Grayson Lewis, for that matter, too. Another guy that's looked pretty sharp with the bat so far, picking up where he left off from the spring season. Little outside there. Yeah, you can almost see him getting into rhythm and the umpire getting into rhythm where he's almost ready to call strikes from, because that's all Keegan seems to be throwing right now. It's just fun to see. Pop fly out to the left. Carver Kosowski goes over very comfortably, nabs that one. Very quick inning for Keegan Peterson and the Casselton Haymakers, but they are still down 3-2 here after 4.5. And we will have the bottom of the fifth after the break. Keep watching on YourLiveEvents.com.
30th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the big air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins. The fun never ends.
The world of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more.
Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
All right, we are back, and the Haymakers are already back to the top of the order. It felt like they went a little quicker through the order that time, And this will be Jack Everson. He's over 2 so far. Has scored a run this evening. It's one of these guys that tends to be hit by pitches a lot. When I look from behind, it doesn't you know, he's definitely on the inside half of the box, but not like not hugging it necessarily. But yeah, one way or another, he finds a way to get beamed a lot. So foul ball there. Swung at one that looked like it may have hit him if he didn't hit that one. So coming at him on the inside. And Jack with a nice play in that last inning where charged it and really fielded it right behind the mound. Nice hit to left field. The left and center fielder are getting a workout for both teams this evening. And that brings up, speaking of left fielders that are getting a workout up there, Carver Kasowski comes to the plate. Interesting looking color of his bat. It almost, to my old eyes, it almost looks like it's taped in the middle of it, like gray tape on a yellow bat, but I know that's not the case. So must have a new bat in the summer from the spring, because I do not remember that one in the spring. Fun to see, though. He looks really comfortable in the outfield, and you know, I can only assume that probably is more the case now in the infield too. And it's amazing when a kid puts a bunch of work in, how all of a sudden things start looking a lot more comfortable. Kind of a little nice hit to the right side. You know, Carver's one of these guys where, if anything, maybe a year ago or even in the last year, there's times where it looks like he's maybe gets a little pull happy, and then somewhere this spring it looked like he started to do that. He started to hit everything, or not everything. He started to hit to all parts of the field, and he's got such a big body and such a violent swing that it feels like it won't be long, and he's going to be hitting the ball out of the park to all parts of the field, and that is going to be fun to watch. And he's got, you know, after this year, he has 2 full seasons left. You know, 2 years of high school ball, 2 years of Legion. I'm not sure if he's one of these guys that could come back after his first year of college, but either way, he's got a lot of baseball left, is the point. And he already has a big body and nice swing, pitch as well, and as we mentioned, getting more and more comfortable in all the defensive spots that he plays in. Looks like he's taken out. Ooh, that's bad luck there. That's bad luck. He was running on the pitch. Ryan Osmondstad hammered that ball, but Camden Rondesfed made a really nice stab of that play at third base, and then was able to double Carver off. There literally was nothing that Carver could do on that one, and Ryan did everything right. Coach Shear did everything right. Just that's baseball every once in a while. So there we go. We are Lisbon post 7 here. After 5, leads Casselton Haymakers 3-2. Keep watching on YourLiveEvents.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
All right, we are back, and Keegan closes his book on pitching for the night, and he's moving over to first base. Bryce Mueller, another one of those guys that's probably in that second tier of pitching for the group. But boy, he's at any point he could vault himself into that top tier too. Is Bryce Mueller. Bryce Mueller, a really good pitcher. You know, one of those games that stands out to me for him is last year last year for post 15 for our junior legion team. He played Park River's top team up in Grand Forks and went the whole way and won that game and was just dynamite, just keeping him off balance. Really good defense behind him too. There's some really good plays being done behind him, but boy, he pitched well, kept him off balance. That is Bryce's ceiling, and Bryce is one of these guys too that it's not just fastballs. He's gonna be mixing up the speeds, and I think so many of these kids now they can hit fastballs almost no matter how fast they are. So having a kid like this that knows how to spin it and how to slow it down and do all that can be really tough on your average lineup. And here goes Zach Ward, the right fielder. I think that might be even more important in the summer here when you're facing you're going to face some really talented athletes from the West Fargos and Park Rivers and Kindreds and all these different teams that you may need to have a little bit of that. You may need to have a little wiggle in your pitches to survive those games. So that'll be fun to watch. Quick out there. Ball hit hard to Osmondstad and made the play at first. So the new first baseman gets to break in his glove really quickly over there. And I kind of joke about that just because he just moved over there. He has played plenty of first in his career. He's got such a dynamic arm, such a strong arm that we talked about before with Keegan that he doesn't end up at first base a lot for that reason, I think. Nice strikeout by Mueller, and that's going to bring up the top of the order with Lincoln Adair. And boy, that was funny to watching Lincoln walk up there. That could have just as well been his dad 30 years ago walking up there. So fun to see him. He's had a really nice night at the plate. He's 2 for 3. Has a stolen base. I'm not sure how many stolen bases his dad would have had, but it looks like he can do that. That's part of his arsenal. Another nice play by Everson to Peterson there. And that was a quick inning. Bryce Mueller, really nice job coming in. And we will move to the bottom of the 6th. Stay tuned here on YourLiveEvents.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
We are back here after the break. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Keegan Peterson was dominant in his short time out there, and Bryce Mueller was equally this last inning. Had a really nice, quick, efficient inning there. Just the switch up of guys can be tough for any team, and then there really is a luxury of pitchers and the Haymakers have the luxury of they haven't played yet, right? So they literally have everybody available, and I have a feeling what Coach Shearer here is doing is with the busy week, trying to get guys time and yet trying to keep them available for the rest of the week. I have a feeling that's what's happening. Grayson Lewis, we've talked about him already. He's just had a great night hitting, and he had a great spring hitting. He just really hasn't stopped, and fun to see that keep up. You just never know what that's going to look like. And if he didn't hit a lick, he would still be valuable to the team with all the stuff that he does behind the plate. But he really has made himself into one of the best hitters on the team. It'll be fun to see. Coach Shearer is maybe a little more likely to move the lineup around than they're used to in the spring. Coach Maggio likes to keep whatever the lineup is that you start with. He obviously did make some changes this year, but he's maybe a little more consistent on that. Mitch doesn't go crazy with that, but I would say he's more apt to change it a little bit. It'll be fun to see how he sees it, who he's going to put out there when everybody's here, and in what order they're going to hit in. So always fun to see that from one season to the next. Here comes Keegan Peterson, number 6. Nice night all the way around. Played third base, pitched, and third base is where he'll typically play, or at least in the spring. We can only assume that that will probably be where he keeps playing in the summer. But starts at third base, has a really nice outing there at pitcher, and then he got the ball right away when he came in at first base. So Bryce Mueller, the pitcher, the current pitcher, comes to the plate. Boy, it'd be interesting to look at the stats of how many times Lisbon has gotten the first 2 outs. It seems like we're looking up, and there's nobody on base. Someone's up, and there's no balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. It seems like that's happened a lot for Lisbon, but of course, I could be proven wrong very easily there too. You might hear that loud bang in the background of the pop fly behind home plate, foul ball. Those foul balls are sponsored once again by Xcel Energy. At Xcel Energy, they're committed to delivering safe, reliable energy while working toward a smarter energy future. From supporting local communities to investing in cleaner energy solutions, focused on making energy work better for you. There's a fly ball to center, and Howard has that measured. Howard's pretty steady out there in center. He makes it look pretty easy out there. And now the Haymakers go down in order, and we will go to the 7th inning here with a score 3-2. Keep watching on YourLiveEvents.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from...
All right, we're back. We're back, and Bryce Mueller back on the mound. Really successful first inning there. And we'll see. We'll see if Cam Cordero figures him out here right away. Cam Cordero, I have a feeling he's not going to lead off innings very often this year, batting behind Lincoln Adair. Lincoln's looked really good with the bat tonight. But this is a rare inning where that's going to happen. Talk to, well, there's another ground ball here to short. Everson picks it up, throws it to Keegan. Jack and Keegan, once again, both guys that just graduated. They've played together for a long time across travel, every different level possible. Won a Pee Wee championship together back in the day. It was at I think they were 10-year-olds at the time. Not that big a deal now looking back, but it sure felt like a big deal at the time for them, I'm sure. But a lot of fun, a lot of good memories. Now Eli Lyons comes, and he sends it over to Everson as well. And there we got a quick first 2 outs there. It seems like all kids of all ages love to play first base, and you can see why. Keegan, since he's been in there, I think he's got about 3 or 4 balls, and there's only been about 5 outs since he's come in. So it's a nice place to play. We in the last few years did a little bit of coordinating on the softball side as well as baseball. Now it's more just on the baseball side, but on the softball side, boy, if you have a good pitcher, catcher, first baseman, you're going to be pretty good, because that's where about 95% of the balls go at the younger ages of softball. What a nice play by Rylan. You know, Rylan Boulders had a really nice night at third base, and he was also our starting pitcher, of course, and did a nice job there. And we go here to the bottom of the 7th. It's unbelievable that we're already to the 7th inning. It's been a nice, clean, efficient game. Keep watching on yourliveevents.com to see how this one ends.
Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us, and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
We are back. Bank North, wherever the season takes you, Bank North is here with local banking, local decisions, and a commitment to the communities they serve. Learn more at banknorth.bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Bank North, a great local partner here that the definition of a hometown bank that we're lucky to have here in Casselton. Leading off the inning here, Lucas Christensen. Ooh. Nice play there. Nice play by Lincoln Adair there. Throwing it to the first baseman Moss, and a quick one pitch first out. Here comes Jonah Tholkus. Jonah Tholkus getting his first haymaker at bat, probably, of his career, I would say. He was a Black Stocking last year, had a really strong year for the Black Stockings, which is our 15U team for Casselton baseball. They were in the championship last year and got beat by a strong Park River team. And now he gets to see a little more of Park River because they're joining the East Division, and that's his welcome. He gets hit by a pitch there. Here we go with Jackson Deutsch, the right fielder. As we mentioned earlier, center fielder for the Junior Legion. These 16-year-olds that last year played for that 15U team getting to jump right into the mix here, playing for the top Legion team, and it's bottom of the 7th, and Jonah pinch hits. Deutsch's spot in the lineup comes up. It's welcome to the fire, gentlemen. It's fun to see him compete right away. One out, guy in first. I'm just gonna say Jonah does have some speed, so he could get on, and that was a close play. Close play. Really nice throw down there by Lyons. Nice tag by Adair, but just a little too good of a jump for Jonah. A little too much speed, and nice slide there. And now one of those patented base hits that we talked about with Deutsch that he's been doing to right center would tie this game up. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Getting a little too into the game there, I think. But the interesting play there. Hit hard to the pitcher. Forced the pitcher to make a quick decision, and then we kind of had a little, the throw was a little bit short, which allowed Jonah Thulkus the opportunity to run to third there. Now we got a first and third situation with the top of the order up. Jack Everson stepping in. Deutsch at first. Thulkus at third. That's one of our Excel Energy fall balls there. Excel Energy is proud to support the Casselton baseball and the community spirit and brings everyone together. Excel Energy, making energy work better. Everson steps back in. Again, he's one of those recent graduates for this team. You know, the Haymakers really went to that last year. Went to really trying to get the seniors to lead in the program, and had some great leaders last year with Logan Broughton and Carter Maggio coming back from their first year of college. Ooh, look at this. Going to have a little force Bach-ish type thing, but got to second base. So Logan and Carter did a nice job leading, and we'll see what the seniors this year do. It's a little different because they're all guys that just recently graduated. There aren't any kids that are coming back from college this year, so that maybe the more prototypical seniors. Yeah, guys like Keegan Peterson and Grayson Lewis and Jack and Rylan Boder, and so we'll see how they step into that leadership role this year, and see how Coach Shear and Coach Coppervig and Coach Holm utilize that to kind of spread the message that they're trying to portray with their guys. There's one of those bean balls for Jack. Not shy of those. And here comes a young stick, but a big stick. And Carver Kosowski and Brad Bittner wants to talk about this with his team. We will take a quick break while he does that.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
We're back. Quick break there. A little meeting by Coach Bittner at the mound. Coach Shear took advantage of that, and Coach Holm went over with him. So they had a little powwow by third base, and we'll see what the strategies are from both sides. I think with Carver at the plate, my strategy would be, hey, big man, swing that bat and see what happens. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's what he does. He gets into this one. We'll see if the left. He can't quite get there. Can't quite get there. And the two 16-year-olds score the tying and winning run, and a 16-year-old drives them in. So three of the 15U Blackstocking stars last year end up with the tying and winning run and the big hit at the end of the game there. So fun win for the Haymakers. We're going to go after the break here. We're going to talk a little bit about our different awards that we like to give. First off, the precision play of the game, Agassiz Precision Egg, your local precision planting dealer, Agassiz Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. That we'll vote on that. We'll talk through that, and we'll announce what the winner of that is after break. Then the HTC connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, It's how to connect, halsteadtell.com. That's usually the big hit of the game. I think that one may be an easy discussion here with the folks up in the booth, but we'll see. And then lastly, we got the player of the game, Enbridge player of the game. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. For career opportunities, go to enbridge.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk through it, and we'll come back with the winners of those few awards.
Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Well, that was a fun game. That we enjoyed that immensely, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the awards here for this evening. Boy, at the first thing that we'll talk about is the precision play of the game. That's Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. And, talking to a couple gentlemen up here in the booth, we're going to give this one to the entire infield. They really locked it down at the end of that game. Rylan Boulder did a nice job moving over to third base. He bodied up some balls there and had strong arm across the field. Jack Everson seemed like he got quite a few plays at shortstop, did a really nice job out there. Ryan Osmondstead got a hot shot over there. I think one of them was from a dare over there. And then we talked about how Keegan Peterson, he just, ever since he got in, he kept on having balls thrown at him over there and caught every single one of them. Grayson, of course, was super, super strong behind the plate. So just that would be our Agassiz play of the game is going to be all of the infielders. Then we're going to talk about the connection of the game. This one's an easy one. Carver Kasowski comes up at the end there. He's just coming off of his sophomore year, just came out of a summer of playing Babe Ruth baseball for the Blackstockings last year. Had that epic game with Amdahl from Parker River in the state tournament. They just fell short, got second there. He was phenomenal all night. He had a really great catch in left field, pounded the ball. Really that first time that they were able to crack the outfielders from Lisbon, able to get one over their head a little bit. And in left field, he scored two of his Blackstocking teammates there, or his former Blackstocking teammates, in Jonah Thokus and Jackson Deutsch, who started the rally. Those guys started the rally. That was an easy one, it felt like. And that's HTC connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect. HalsteadTell.com. And last and most certainly not least, we're talking about the player of the game. This also was this one wasn't as easy, I would say. There's a lot of guys that you could choose here, but I think we're going to go with Grayson Lewis. He just started off the bat. no pun intended, but picked up right where he left off from the high school year. He just hit the ball hard. Seemed like every time up, he had a couple hits there, had an RBI, had a double, and his total bases, he tied Kaselski with total bases with 3 for the game. Had a stolen base, just a stat stuffer, and then he's just so solid behind the plate that it feels like you could vote Grayson that any time just for the stuff that he does behind the plate, but he really added it with the bat in this game too, which he is prone to do. So that is our Life Takes Energy, Enbridge, Energy for Life, Enbridge.com for career opportunities, Enbridge player of the game. So if we look across the stat line, first for the visiting Lisbon post 7, they unofficially, of course, they had 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks at the plate, and only 3 strikeouts at the plate. Lyons was phenomenal on the mound. He pitched 6 1/3, only had 86 pitches and 6 1/3, only gave up 6 hits, 1 walk, only 2 strikeouts. So it wasn't like he was overpowering or anything. He just really pitched super well. Faced 29 batters, did a nice job. When you look at the Haymakers, they had 6 hits to Lisbon's 5, so basically dead even. They only walked 1 time compared to 2, and they only struck out twice, where Lisbon struck out 3 times. That was super tight, so really no huge advantage there. Coach Shearer went a totally different way than Coach Bittner. Coach Bittner went with the pitching. He threw 3 guys at him, and some of that's probably has to do with it's their first game. Some of it probably has to do with the fact that they got a lot of games this week. Some of it probably has to do with the fact that they have a lot of pitchers, right? We'll probably see a couple more pitchers in this next game. Ryland Boulder had 3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, only 2 walks, 1 strikeout. So, you're seeing a theme here. Not many strikeouts across the board. So both teams did a really nice job in the plate. And that when we're so used to watching the MLB this year, or these days, where there's so many strikeouts, not a lot of strikeouts here. Kind of fun to see some old school ball. Keegan Peterson pitched 2 perfect innings, basically. There, no hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, was phenomenal. And then Bryce Mueller came in and did the exact same thing. 2 innings pitched, 1 strikeout, no walks. Keegan threw 24 pitches. Bryce Mueller threw 14 pitches. Ryland Boulder faced 18 guys. Keegan faced 7. Bryce faced 6. Really great pitching performance on both sides. And fun game. Boy, if every game was like this, everybody would be a baseball fan. I think it's 4-3 walk-off win. We have Brad Anderson announcing, just going to be a much more perfect night. And those flags are still blowing to the right. Maybe that's the one thing. Maybe a little too much wind tonight for if we're gonna draw together our perfect night. But we'll take that as the one thing. Stay tuned here for the nightcap. We think that the nightcap is just a 5-inning game, so we will come with our lineups here soon. But we're gonna take a break. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvents.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the big air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more.
Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the big air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins, the fun never ends.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more.
Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
All right, we are back, and we're getting ready here for the second game. Just ready to start out. And we're going to go through the starting lineups here for Lisbon, as well as the home team, Casselton Haymakers. So Lisbon post 7. Leading off is number 11, Lincoln Adair. He's going to be pitching in the nightcap. Cam Cordero stays at shortstop. I don't blame him for not letting him leave there. He does a really nice job there. Second baseman Jacob Lyons. Catcher Jaden Howard. That'll be fun to see because Jaden played phenomenally out in center field. Left fielder will be Camden Rondesfit, and he had a nice job at third base the first game. Third baseman Rylan Moss. First baseman Zach Ward. Center fielder Grayson Lyons. And right fielder Zane Johnson. The only reserve to start the nightcap will be Eli Lyons. Starting lineup for your post 15 Haymakers. Leading off, Jack Everson is pitching. So both leadoff hitters pitching in the nightcap. Third baseman Carver Kasowski gets to play the hot corner here for the second game. Ryan Osmondstad playing shortstop. He's loving all this infield time, I bet you, this tonight. Left fielder is Grayson Lewis. He gets to rest his knees a little bit. First baseman Keegan Peterson. Extra hitter Bryce Mueller. Center fielder Lucas Christensen. I don't blame Coach here. I want to take Lucas out of center it would take a lot to take him out of there too. The catcher Jonah Tholkus. It'll be fun to watch him, and we can see that big arm that we've talked about. He also did a great job of starting that rally at the end of the 7th inning as a pinch hitter. Right fielder Rylan Boder. And then last but not least, the second baseman Cole Boer, which is a fun guy to watch. We've watched him in 2 doubleheaders already for the Junior Legion, and he's done just a phenomenal job there. The reserves to start the game for the Haymakers is Jackson Deutsch, as well as Will Everson, the younger of the 2 Everson boys. So it'll be a fun nightcap. We're looking forward to it. I will have a partner in crime for this second game. America's sweetheart, Kale Lewis, is going to be joining and helping out. So, Kale, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I didn't figure I'd get away from that moniker. We're can't get away even when Matt Dakota's not around. I get that. Just going to stick with me for the rest of my life, I believe.
He pays me royalties to mention that.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
So we're looking forward to a good game here. That first game was a ton of fun to watch. Good, well played on both sides, Kale. And in the second game, is there anything that you're especially looking for, maybe with some of the new guys playing, or just with anything? What are you looking for in the second game?
Tell you what, I'm looking forward to watching Jack pitch. I think that's one of the ingredients that we've been missing from him. As important to us as he is at short, and he is important. I think we got a couple other guys that can fill that spot in a pinch if we needed to. But Jack has got the tools to be an effective relief guy, an effective guy to come in and pitch when we need him. He's got good velocity. I think he's got some nice off speed too. I think if we can get a little wrinkle in his curveball, I think he'll be one that we can plug in on a night where we need him. And I think that that's going to be my go-to tonight and see where he is tonight. Because tell you what, I don't think in this game with the eastern part of the state, as good and talented as it is, from top to bottom, you can't have enough pitching. That's just a fact, and there's no way of getting around it.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? We for people that are just getting to know this team, you're in for a treat watching all the pitchers this summer because, like you say, you need them all in the summer, and you're going to see a lot of them get used. And if that first game is any indication, we're probably going to see, a lot of them in small chunks, at least at the beginning of the year, and that's going to be a lot of fun because you go and look up and down the lineup. There's a plethora of them, and we're missing some, of course, at football camp. So dig in and enjoy that. The other thing that is going to be kind of fun to watch in the second game is the leadoff hitter and pitcher for them is Lincoln Adair. We're watching him warm up, and we're seeing some knuckleballs over there, and I just have a feeling we're in for a little bit of a treat watching him pitch too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's for sure. That guy's a gamer, and I think no matter what no matter what he does, he shows up every game. So I think there'll be some excitement about that kid. He's whatever he does, he shows up and plays, regardless.
Yeah, we know at the least that he came back from college, and we believe that Jaden Howard did as well. We're not quite sure if there was a third one, but last year, we benefited from the Logan Broughton and Carter Module coming back. Talk a little bit about that, the pros and cons of having kids come back from college. Like what's the worst thing that can happen? What's the best thing that can happen?
Well, I think last year we saw the best thing that could happen.
Yeah.
With Logan and Carter, those two are a special group. And there's a couple other kids that could have came back, and I don't blame them for not doing that. But
yeah, yep.
What you get from a Carter Module and a Logan Broughton is exactly what you saw last year. The leadership that took us right to the final game, of the in the season. And quite honestly, there's only two teams that get to be there, and only one gets to come out the way they want. But the worst thing that could happen is you could, and I don't even want to say the worst thing. I think some things that could come out of that you probably don't want is that, if they don't play college baseball, I think what happens then is, they haven't had, field time or whatever. They haven't been at the bat for a while and maybe a little rusty. And, I just don't know if they have full stake in, everything that the other kids do. But that's not, I'm not saying that about Lisbon or anybody. I'm just saying that that's a possible side effect. And
sure.
But I will say that Jaden Howard and Lincoln Adair are both great baseball players. I don't think that about them at all. I think they bring a lot to that team, and they actually, they make that team better, more experienced, and they bring a lot to that group. I firmly believe that.
Yeah, I'm guessing the Coach Bittner will take those two guys back all day, every day.
Oh, and if you don't, then you're crazy, quite honestly.
Yeah, they. So that will be that'll be fun to watch those guys. And you do have to sacrifice, right? Like when you talk about Carter Module coming back and Logan Broughton coming back and how we got the best case scenario of it. And you mentioned how they're playing college baseball. They had to sacrifice a little bit, right? Because they take a step back competition-wise to play Legion again compared to what they see in college or what they might see in a collegiate league in the summer. So, and there's jobs, there's college job or jobs to help support you in college and all that stuff. So there is a sacrifice. So for the, like you said, for the people that didn't do it, it's hard to blame them because you got to sacrifice something to do it. And those two guys did, and we'll be eternally grateful because that was quite the memory, wasn't it?
Quite. And as having kids that did, took part in that, that's a memory that I'll never forget. Yeah.
There, Lincoln Adair just leads off with a hit, which he just is going to do a lot of. This year.
He sees the first pitch, he hits the first pitch he sees. The kid's just a gamer. If I don't know whether or not he played baseball for sure during the college years or whatever, but if he didn't, it's even more impressive because kid just shows up and hits the ball, and it's,
I'll get him in the face, I think. Not surprised that he's going into coaching too, knowing him and family and his dad. Like, not surprised that he's doing that.
Yeah.
Looks like Ryland may have taken that one in the eyeball or something.
Yeah, that's not a real good sign.
That can really mess with you because the ball was in the air. His hat went off while he was looking for the ball, and that can really mess with you. I don't think that wind is slowing down here for the.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be. No. And he's not used to playing out there. He's pretty much an infielder. I will say he pitches and plays infield. So I'm not, I think it's a good thing that he's getting some experience out there, no question,
Yeah.
But, having said that, that doesn't make it playing right field any easier, especially when the wind is barreling down on you at, 25, 30 miles an hour.
Right. It can kind of feel like you are you're downhill and everything's coming down towards you, the wind.
It's like drinking water from a fire hydrant.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's able to stay in the game. It'll be fun to watch him play outfield. It's been a long time, right, since he's been able to play outfield.
Yeah, it certainly has. I think the Haymakers here need a a ground ball and get a double play. But I tell you what, this Lisbon lineup can do some damage, and with bases loaded. They got some nice hitters 1 through 5.
Yeah. Jacob Lyons playing second base here and batting 3. It doesn't get any easier with this lineup. You get the first 2 guys on. This feels a lot like the first game, how that started.
It certainly does.
So we'll see how this goes.
Nice little pitch there for Jack. I tell you, like I said, it's tough to take him away from the shortstop because he's good over there, but his arm is gonna. Yep, there he goes. A nice little strikeout.
Yeah, you know that's something that here comes number 7, Jaden Howard, who we've talked about. He played just phenomenal in center field. He's going to be catcher this game, so it'll be fun to watch him.
Yeah.
There, what a treat to have him back. Coach Bittner had to love seeing that he is coming back. One thing that Jack's going to do is he's going to throw a lot of strikes, right?
That's really what the only thing you can really ask from your pitcher, make the offense beat you. If you're going to throw strikes and they're going to hit, make them beat you.
Boy, after that ball hits Rylan, it's going to find you again there, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah. And the hat flew again.
He looked a little skittish, and I don't blame him because I tell you what, I bet that thing looked like a bowling ball coming toward him.
Oh man, no kidding. Those baseballs aren't wiffle balls when it comes to hitting you coming down in the head or face or wherever that was. But tough kid. Not surprised he stayed in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And here we go now. We went from having no outs, guys on first and second. Now there's 2 outs and guys in first and second. And here comes Camden Rondesvet.
Yeah, and then we got 0-2. Jack is got a strike and then a foul ball here. And, I think this is I've actually missed watching Jack pitch, because he was always between him and Keegan. They were always our 2 dogs. And Keegan still kind of is there, but Jack just hasn't had the opportunity per se to get to that point. But
Keegan kind of never left it, right? Jack is a 15-year-old, was one of those guys and played and threw a high percentage of strikes, but it's just the difference. The different levels are different, right? And but it's fun, like you say, fun to see him back. Fun to see so many of these guys back pitching. It's going to be really fun to see what Coach Shear does with these guys because there's going to be ample opportunity for a lot of these kids to pitch. When I watch how Jack pitch, we talk about the strikes and we talk about how he just forces the team to hit. And we really have a few guys like that. Keegan did the exact same thing. Cole Boer, if we get a chance to see him, we probably won't see him tonight, but if you get a chance to watch him with the Junior Legion, that's what he does all the time. He just throws strikes and hits inside, outside corners. And so it's really a fun style to watch. So there we go. After the top of the first, the score is still 0-0. Keep watching here as we go to the bottom half of the first.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
All right, we are back. We are back after the sponsors and the ads, and here we go with Mr. Adair. I think we're in for a treat here, watching how he's gonna he's a really savvy and cerebral player, and I think we're going to see some knuckleballs. I think we're going to see a little bit of all the arsenals. What I get such a kick out of is it looks like a younger Pat.
It certainly does. Yep. And you can tell. I'll tell you one thing about Lincoln Adair, and I don't know the kid. He seems like a great, genuine kid, but to me, the one thing that these kids from Lisbon maybe will take out of this and being teammates with him, if they haven't been already, is he's loose, he's having fun.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, Lisbon comes from a tradition of winning and taking things, we do the right things and all that. And I know Brad a little bit, and I know Brad is going to make sure that that's what's going on. He doesn't stray off far from the path here, but Lincoln's he's going to have some fun, and they're going to win some games doing it. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of those that kind of looks like it must be a pretty good knuckleball, because that's what you see. You see it coming in super slow, so you'd think it'd be an easy catch, and then you see the catcher going back to the backstop. Remember the old Bob Euchre joke? It's very easy to catch a knuckleball. You just take your mask off, walk to the backstop, and pick it up, right?
A nice little hit by Jack there. Start off the game, table setter for sure.
Leadoff single for Everson. Here comes the guy with the star hit in the first game. Also made a really nice catch out in left field. Just a nice looking player all around, right? And Carver Kasowski.
I like to tease his parents and his grandparents that he's the new and improved Al Newman. Plays everything
Sure.
except catcher.
Sure, absolutely.
And his grandpa told me tonight. He said when he was younger, he did actually catch. So probably does that too well.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I have a feeling neither Coach Shear or the recently high school coach retired Majo or the guy from whoever takes over that job. I have a feeling none of them are going to make him a catcher, are they?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Nice stone base there by Everson. I suppose that's an advantage of these types of pitches, right? It's going to give you a lot of time to get the second.
Yep. No, there's and nothing against Lincoln. He's not throwing the ball very hard, and it's just gonna take the way. It's gonna reflect on the catcher a little bit here because he's not throwing anybody out.
Nice strong hit up the middle there by Kasowski. Looked similar to Jack's hit there, and Jack's gonna get home easily there. So quick 1-0 lead for the Haymakers here. Opposite of what we saw in the first game, where Lisbon got ahead early and stayed ahead for a long time. Here's Ryan Osmondstad. Ryan's got to be loving this little shake-up tonight and being able to play a lot of infield, don't you think?
I do. But I think that as much as he loves to play the infield, I think that he is actually kind of starting to grow a little bit more fond of playing the outfield, just because as much as he gets a lot of action out there, and he's made an art of it. So
there's no hiding anybody. So every position is super important at this level.
Yep.
And we talked in the first game of Ryan's not a good outfielder. He's a difference maker in the outfield, right? Like, he's a great outfielder.
Yeah.
And so you start thinking about, you stack him up with Lucas, and then, if Carver looks as comfortable as he did there in the first game, or whoever else you threw out there with him, all of a sudden you have a really formidable outfield. Yeah. Behind a pitching staff that we talked about is an exciting pitching staff to watch here too. So should be a fun summer, and I think I speak for everybody up here in the booth that we just want time to stand still here for a little bit.
Yeah, I am in that boat. 1-2 pitch. Ryan hits the heck out of it.
Got into that. Nice catch in center. Nice job by Carver. Smart baseball, getting up to third.
He put that on a rope. It just hung up there a little bit. That center fielder made a nice play on it. Now we got a guy on third and one out.
Yes, so far at least, Haymakers look pretty comfortable against the mix-up, the pitching mix-up. Of course, we're on the top of the order. That helps always too. Just like just like how comfortable the Lisbon seems to look in that top half of the order.
For sure.
But we'll see. I'm guessing with the way Grayson hit the spring and how he hit to start the summer, he doesn't want anything to change. Just keep throwing the way all the other pitchers have been throwing.
Yeah, just roll them out. Roll them out.
So good RBI opportunity here for Grayson with guy in third. Less than 2 outs here. That's a fall ball, and our fall balls once again are sponsored by Excel Energy. Excel Energy is proud to support Casselton baseball and the community spirit that brings everyone together. Excel Energy, making energy work better.
Two balls, 2 strikes here on Grayson.
Outside pitch.
Count is full.
Well, here we go. Now it's kind of do or die time. Let's see if he gets that RBI or if Adair wins. Ground ball to shortstop, and Adair got that one. The nice hard hit there, but shortstop made a nice play. Cordero's, we've talked about him plenty tonight. Adair threw a nice pitch, and one of those where everyone does the right thing, but the defense got what they wanted that time.
Sometimes you can make all the good plays and all the great plays you want, but once if the defense is better, the defense will always win.
Yeah, that's right. So here we go. Here's Keegan Peterson. Big number 6.
Pitched an awesome game. First game.
He did. He really set the tone. You know, him and Bryce, their stats were identical basically. Both 2 perfect innings. Played great over at third. Played great over at first.
Yeah, that's the pitching that we're accustomed to seeing from Keegan. I think that sometimes we'll take that walk.
Got the walk, absolutely. Absolutely get base runners here. So we'll have guys on first and third. Bryce Mueller's looked really good at the plate. You know, I'd say it's hard in the spring. You can, a slump can go about as long as the season, but I'd say he went through a mini slump maybe in the second half of the year, but also struck some balls hard late in the year. Just wasn't under a lot of luck. If early signs of the Legion year mean anything, could be a fun summer for Bryce at the plate.
Without question. Guys on second and third here.
Good swing.
Yeah, that's kind of been typical Bryce. He just unfortunately hasn't been hitting it hard, just not finding the holes.
Yeah, Grayson Lyons looked good out there in center. And there we go. After the top half of the second, your Haymakers, after the bottom of the first there, we Haymakers are ahead 1-0. Keep watching your live events.
From Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassi Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
And we are back there. Jack Everson started out with a strike there. And 1 ball, 1 strike here after 2 pitches. And Rylan Moss coming to the plate here for Lisbon.
Nice pitch. Good swing.
I have a feeling this could be a quick game. for both sides, right?
A lot of quick threes and 3 and out. Yeah.
Yeah, and nothing to do with the hitters. I just think that both guys throwing strikes, good defense out there, and we shall see. Now, since I said that, we'll be here till midnight. We'll see.
No, I think that, and quite honestly, this being a non-conference game, I honestly enjoy seeing a good baseball game. There's nothing better than watching good baseball. I mean, I love all sports from all realms or whatever, but baseball is near and dear to my heart, and quite honestly, there's nothing better. It doesn't, good summer baseball game is hard to beat. You'd have to convince me pretty heavily to change my mind on that one.
So we'll get to watch some good baseball this week, first and foremost with the Haymakers and the Junior Legion and some of the other levels, and then a College World Series game on Monday, right? So that's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Zach Ward up to bat now for Lisbon. Zach's playing first base this game. Looks like that might have came off the foot or ankle or something there.
Another good pitch by Everson.
Yeah, we'll take that. Here comes Grayson Lyons, the center fielder. I think Jaden Howard looked about as good as you can in center field in that first game. Early results here in the second game as Grayson Lyons looks like he does a pretty nice job out there in center field too.
For sure, yeah. There's no shortage of athletes in that group, Lisbon.
You know what I love about Coach Shear's teams and Coach Bittner's teams, and really just these two towns and programs and communities in general, is it kind of doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the level, doesn't matter who's playing, doesn't matter who's back. They play each other. They're both going to battle and expect to win.
Yeah.
And play with a little extra edge. I think they, very similar sized towns. They both have red dominant in their uniforms and things, right? It just kind of seems like there's some good history there.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. Nice quick inning there. Like you said at the beginning of the inning, I think we're in for a fairly quick game. That was a start of it.
Yeah, that ends the top of the second. We still have the Haymakers up 1-0, and look at that. Mr. Adair is ready to go. He's ready to throw that first warm-up pitch, but we'll still take a break. Keep watching YourLiveEvents.com.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
All right, we are back live here. And there we go. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Small lead here for the Haymakers. And do we have? Is it Jonah leading off here? Or is it Lucas leading off?
Looks like Lucas leading off here.
Lucas,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lucas in his normal spot out in center field this game. You feel good when a ball is hitting the air to center field and Lucas is out there. Look up there and see him. We find it kind of interesting. Both Lucas and Jackson at a very young age, they were playing for West Fargo, and then moved out here and do the Casselton thing. And what's really interesting about that is they've always been outfielders. They played the several travel games at a young age. Outfield's just as important as infield, and all that. It's really interesting that they find outfield as a priority at a young age and really become really great at it. So So it's kind of interesting in the two different programs, and kind of just unintended consequences that can happen in our different programs based on what the environment's like. Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice play.
You know, and I really like how he's been hitting lately. He has been making better contact. You know, and I'll take those outs because that's a hard out. You know, he's just not, guy had to earn it to make that out, and I'll take that every day from Lucas.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah, and not to interrupt you, but we talked about Grayson Lyons looking so good in center field. Jacob Lyons made a heck of a play at second base.
Yeah.
As Jonah Thulkus steps to the plate here. He's gonna, you know, Jonah coming. This is his first couple games with the top level here tonight, and he probably didn't see a lot of this even in Babe Ruth, this type of pitch, did he?
Yeah, I don't think and he just crushed one right down the line.
Oh, nice
that was
play.
that was a dandy, but he's going to still get a double out of that.
You know,
or maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah. Rondis Fit made a wonderful play there. I don't blame Jonah for going hard there and trying to, but Rondis Fit did everything he could possibly do, and then of course the great relay from Cordero and a nice take from the aforementioned Lions there too.
You know, and I said it earlier, I said you can have as good as offense as you can, everything goes right, but when the defense is better, you're always going to lose, and that just is an example right there.
Yeah.
No offense, and nothing bad on either side, on Jonah's side, because I done, like you said, I'd have done the exact same thing, but
yeah,
that was an amazing play. He did exactly what he had to do, and the relay was great. Yeah, that was a nice play.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. The last time he looked over there, it kind of looked like, hey, for sure this is getting by the left fielder. And then Rondis Fit kind of had that go gadget arm, go out there and grab that thing. And but here we go. We got Will Everson in the game for the first time, pinch hitting, and possibly coming into the game for Ryland Boulder. Goes down on strikes here by Adair, and we'll move to the top of the third inning. Keep watching YourLiveEvents.com.
Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
All right, we're back. And Jack is still pitching. And let's look around the defense here, see if we have any changes. Will Everson is going to go into right field. I think that is the only that's the only change, because I don't see Jackson Deutsch out there yet, and he was our only other reserve.
That's a change for Haymakers. Will Everson staying in the game in right field. We've got a number 20. Right fielder Zane Johnson.
Zane Johnson is the first that we've seen of him tonight, right fielder for Lisbon. First time at the plate, I should say, that we've seen him tonight. So last batter in this second game for post 7.
You know what I like to see right now, and I'm seeing it, is Jack is working. He's working quick, and he basically, you know, I remember a bunch of years ago when Grayson started catching, I told him, I said, you know, when you got a pitcher that's up there and he's dealing, give me the ball back, because that's just how pitchers are, and that's how they operate, just like that. And Jonah's good about that too. Jonah throws ball back hard, and so it's nice to have a catcher back there that does that, because if you're throwing strikes, give me the ball back, let's go again.
Yeah, that brings Lisbon to the top of the order with Lincoln Adair, again, the pitcher and college kid, as we've mentioned here a few times tonight, and he's really worn out Casselton pitching tonight, and I think he's going to wear out a lot of pitching staffs tonight.
It's going to be a ground rule double there. Yeah, nice little poke by Lincoln.
That thing took off the ground there.
He swings it well. I tell you, you got to put it in the right position to get him to swing and miss it. He just doesn't.
Yeah, he makes the game look pretty simple.
Yep, he sure does. And then you got Cordero coming up to bat right next to him, and I tell you what, that's a formidable 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do we have any intel here up in the booth on where Cordero is going to college, and if he plans on playing any sports in college?
I'm pretty sure he's going to Mayville to play basketball.
Okay. I had thought that maybe I had heard that rumbling over there earlier tonight, so up to Mayville to play basketball. That seems like a good choice for him. I got a chance to watch a couple Mayville baseball. Oh, there you go. Got a chance for a double play.
Yeah, that's a play, Jack.
That's a double play.
Yep, that's a tough one for Lincoln. I mean, that was a great strike by Cam. Jack just, again, defense prevailed there, and again, it's always going to. But both plays were a great hit, great play by Jack. He caught Lincoln off. It's one of those things where you just don't want. Tough to see either play go either way, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm guessing the umpires are loving this so far.
Yeah.
So keep watching YourLiveEvents.com. We'll be back right after the break.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
All right, we are back. And Cole Boer, who's really been a nice-looking player in the early summer, had a nice spring. He is one of these guys that did play spring ball as well, but he's looked really good in the Junior Legion season on the mound, at shortstop, and now tonight at second base. And nice approach at the plate, nice swing at the plate too. So fun to watch him here at the top level.
Yeah, he's a gamer. That whole class is full of gamers.
Agreed. There we go.
Oh,
down
nice
the
little
line.
rip.
That's going to be trouble. Let's
a
see
nice
what
hit.
Ron Isfit does a good job getting over there again. And Cole says, I'm not doing that. I'm not thinking about that. So, all right. Well, we got a guy on first here. And Jack coming up here. So this is the top of the order. Pitcher versus pitcher here to start this at bat. Cole did a nice job getting on base to lead off the inning.
I think that ball is an abs. Jack is wearing a flak jacket that's a magnet for baseballs.
You know, that saying with the knuckleball there is high, let it fly, low, let it go.
Yeah.
You wonder if anyone's let these kids know that. It seems like it because they're hitting the ball pretty well so far.
Yeah, it's a different experience, that's for sure.
You know, a few years ago, we were at the state tournament up in Beulah, and what did Lisbon end up getting second in that?
Yep.
But they knocked us out, and I believe that Adair pitched against us
he did.
and did a really great job.
Yep, he did.
So he's been a thorn in ours on a lot of team sides throughout the year, which is ultimate compliment because that means that he wins a lot.
Yeah, he does. He's good at pretty much everything he does.
Hit right back in the middle. Cordero Degner gets there again. Cordero is quick. And here comes Carver Kasowski. You know, and I think about all these infielders and guys making nice play. You think about Camden out and left, and you think about Cordero at short, and we talked about the center fielders playing so well tonight. Reminds me of an old when Carver comes up, I think as he gets older here, we might remind us of an old Barry Bonds quote where they were talking about the shift and if the shift bothers him and all that, and he said, "I'm not trying to hit it on the ground." I kind of feel like that might be Carver here after a couple of years.
Yeah. Carver isn't. He makes it look easy as well most days. I tell you what, we have some. I don't know if those flags stay on those poles. We'll be lucky.
Wind has not let up. That's for sure. This could be tricky with the wind.
That's a great catch.
That's a really good catch.
That baby started out dead center.
And Zane Johnson was in a dead sprint the whole time, and he looked pretty comfortable catching that, quite honestly. And he didn't get to play the first game. For sure not in the outfield. And
he made that
really
look easy.
He really did.
Yeah,
he really
he did. That was a nice play.
I'm impressed. So we guys at second and third, one out, and Mr. Osmondstad up to hit here.
It'll be interesting to hear all the kids talk about how it was like facing some of the pitches that Lincoln is throwing here.
Yeah,
pitching a decent game, quite honestly.
Yeah, 1-0 in the third. I think Coach Bittner take that all day long, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I just have a feeling this isn't a gimmick for them either. No. I think he's going to be part of their rotation.
I gotta believe so. He does enough good things to make it work.
And what a good innings eater.
Yeah, and quite honestly, they got the hitting. I think really where it comes down to is if they can get enough pitching to losing Jordan in the fall last year in a football game to a knee injury, which is tough because Jordan Bittner is a phenomenal baseball player. Going to play a BSC with Jack next fall.
Yeah.
You lose a guy like that, and that's not easy.
Yeah, Osmondstad flew out to center fielder Lions last time up. It was a deep enough one where Carver advanced to third on the tag up there. So he was seeing Adair well, I think, in that first inning. But once again, it results in an all, right? And nice job. Nice job by just continuing to pound the zone by Mr. Adair. Here comes Grayson Lewis. Grayson, between the spring and the early summer here has been as good a hitter as anybody on this team, and just kind of continues to go. Obviously, he's your son. You know him well. I bet he likes these outfield starts.
We were actually talking about that the other day.
That was a close play. Nice call. We trust Mr. Irie there on the bases, but nice bang play there, and it's still 1-0 after 3 in a 5-inning game, and we will go to the top of the 4th. Keep watching here at YourLiveEvents.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
All right, we're back, and we have some changes around the field here. Thokus stays put at catcher. Jack stays put at pitcher, so our battery stays the same. Keegan gets to go back to the position that he's played most here for the last couple of years at third base, and Osmondstad stays at shortstop. Boer at second base, which he's played a lot of second base in his career, and then Carver comes to first base. I think smart move by Coach here. You just Carver's going to have to play some different positions. That's just the nature of where he's at right now. So I think it's smart to give him some time there. Lewis stays in left, Lucas stays in center, and Will Everson stays in right field, who went in there last inning. So here we go. And now we have Jacob Lyons, the 3-hitter and second baseman, who has made some nice plays over at second in this game.
You put a little snort on that one. That's going to be foul, but you know what they say about fouls. Long strike here.
First time up, Jacob struck out swinging. And looking through, see, that he's only had the one at bat here so far. Tried to nibble the outside corner there, maybe a little high, maybe a little outside.
That's a good frame there by Jonah.
Yeah, came back to a similar spot, but I think maybe a little lower, maybe a little more in the zone that time.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like Aaron on the side of the outside here, and full count. There you got a walk for Lions, and up comes Jaden Howard, who we've talked a lot about. We really liked him in center field. Have you noticed anything behind the plate from Howard? I suppose a little different.
Well,
with catching the knuckleball type guy, right?
I think he's doing as good as you can expect, honestly.
Sure.
You know? And I don't know to the extent of his catching background, but he's not Lions back there for sure. But I think he does a good job. He got. I think catching anything like that for catching knuckleballs is not easy. They say it's like eating gel with chopsticks. So, but speaking of catchers, and Jonah just made a nice block, and he does it seamlessly.
Yeah, bright future for Mr. Thokus, and this is
Money.
what he maybe does best.
That's dead. He's dead meat. Yeah,
he.
That was a daddy.
Did he drop it, or did he got him?
No, he got him. He got him.
So Jonah threw a couple guys out last night. And threw guys out, at least one, if not two guys out in Bismarck. I know your son's catcher and does a million great things. It's arguable that Jonah throws down as good as anybody does.
I would agree. Yeah, he's I think where he's got a strong arm, and that's good and well.
Ooh,
but
that's hard.
I think the thing is that he gets rid of it so quick. His release his pop up is pretty quick. That's a difference maker.
Howard smacked that one. Nice hard hit, and that's going to bring up number 19, the left fielder, Camden Rondesfeld. We've talked about him out in left field. He's cut off a couple there. He threw out one at second base there, threw out Jonah, and Cole knew better than to try that the second time. He's had it's a little harder to be called the difference maker in just a random game when you when there hasn't been balls in the air out there, but he's been a difference maker out in left field this game.
For sure. He is as good a left fielder as I've seen.
That's Excel Energy, foul ball there. Tonight's game is brought to you by Excel Energy, proudly powering communities like Casselton and across North Dakota.
Little pick off there for Jack at first, trying to get Jaden out at first.
That's hit hard, but to Keegan, that's a good spot for that. Cole with a little turn there at second, maybe caught it in his glove just a little bit. I'm not sure he'd have got him anyways, but nice play by those guys. Here comes the third baseman, Rylan Moss.
And I got to say it. And Jaden was in the middle of that on that force on that second base. Classy move there. Gets out of the way, just dives down, gets out of the way. You just don't see that. You see a lot of guys trying to get in the way and stuff like that. It's just, and people expect that stuff. It's just little things like that impress me. It's just a impressive type of, respect.
Yeah, kind of a smart baseball play too,
It
really,
is.
because if all of a sudden they call some kind of obstruction from your teammate gets out at first, and it's just you can tell he's a veteran.
Yeah, it's a read the room kind of thing, It's common sense. Well, I wouldn't say common sense, but because not a lot of people do that. But it's a good move, good play by Peterson there to first, and then great play by Carver.
Yeah, great play by both.
That was all around good play.
It's always a good inning when you get to see Keegan throw the ball a couple times. It's fun to see that whiz across the diamond. So here we go, 1-0, going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvents.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
We are back, and wherever the season takes you, Bank North is here with local banking, local decisions, and a commitment to the communities they serve. Learn more at banknorth.bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Big voting today in the area. Did you get out to vote, Kale? Well, I caught you with your headset off, but did you get out to vote this morning?
Funny enough, I was not eligible to vote this year, as not many people know that we have left Casselton.
Makes
After
sense.
25 wonderful years here. We don't have quote-unquote citizenship in either community right now. So
makes sense.
But a lot of great candidates. I'm excited to see how things turned out Cass County.
Here comes Peterson. We mentioned him making a couple nice plays there in the last half inning. Now let's see what he does with the bat. Still only 1-0, kind of amazing. Seems like there's been plenty of hitting and plenty of action, but 1-0. Nice hit. Nice
little
going
hit
with the
by,
pitch. Oh, look at that. He's going to be running for a while. Keegan, nice job going with the pitch. He's going to get a triple out of this thing. Nice job by Peterson. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We might just keep on going.
Yeah, we'll take that.
We'll take that. That's a big run. You know, that's a super important run.
It certainly is.
Too. So, you know what? The way these defenses are playing, each run feels like a lot right now.
Yeah.
Here comes Mr. Mueller. We've talked about his swing looks in mid-season form, and that will be a big plus for the Haymakers if he's hitting like he's capable of. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Put a quarter in Mr. Mueller, and you get a hit. Drops out, I think, here. So here we go. Here comes Lucas Christensen. You've mentioned that you really like the way he's swinging the bat too.
You know what I do, and he hasn't consistently found gaps, but he's striking the ball a lot better. He's more contact. I can tell right now. Just he is more confident. You can just see the air of him. He's just a lot more confident.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned confidence, because when I think of Lucas not hitting, like you expect, I think it has everything to do with him knowing what a good hitter he is. And right now he looks like he knows he's a good hitter.
Yep. He expects more of himself. We all know what kind of pitcher he is, and we all know what kind of outfielder he is. But I think he expects that stuff from himself. He doesn't pat himself on the back, but he expects himself to be a good hitter too. And I think that's what he's holds himself to. And I think we'll get there. I think the confidence lends to that.
Yeah, he's also one of these guys. I don't think I've ever heard anything about him being anything but an exceptional teammate.
Absolutely not.
Good teammate, plays hard, competes hard, kind of guy that people love to be around. Just a high energy guy as well, right? And, a guy that you like to have on your side.
Yeah, that is not a question. The 1-2 here. Let's see where he gets it. Again, just striking the ball.
A friend of the program, Craig Ritchie, he umps tons of games. Like he umps games at every level. In his opinion, Lucas was the best pitcher that he saw last year.
Yeah.
That's quite the high compliment. Doing a lot of umping a lot of games behind the plate. So get him, yeah. I think he got him there. some really nice catching, some really nice throwing going on here by both sides.
No offense on Bryce, though, but that might be the first time I think he's attempted a stolen base. But you got to try stuff like that when you're, different things at these games. Love to see it. Swing and miss.
Yeah, it sure seems that Coach here he's kind of forcing it to get to see a lot of things tonight, isn't he?
And what better way to do it? And I think that, I don't think they've had a ton of practices to see. Quite honestly, practices are practices. You get to see a lot of hitting and you get to see a lot of, fielding stuff. But what you don't get to see is, gamesmanship and, little things.
Yeah, competing. Who thinks they're going to win? Who thinks they're going to be the best batter when they step in the batter's box, regardless of what they've done the last 5 times up? All that kind of thing. There's just certain things that you got to see in a game,
without question.
And I know Coach Shear's done a really great job of having some scrimmages and really having some, good against good and all that kind of stuff. But it's still different when the lights are on.
Boy, does he have a cannon over there.
Yeah, he looks so good. Looks so good. So here we go. The game just keeps on rolling. And here we go. We're going to move to the top of the 5th inning already, which may be the last half inning depending on how this goes. So keep watching yourliveevents.com and let's see how this one shakes out.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the Big Air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends.
The world of Outlaws late models.
All right, we got a straight switch here. We got Osmondstad going to play the closer role, and Jack is going to go back to shortstop, so just a straight switch. As you were mentioning off air here, Kale. Fun to see. Ryan's another one of these guys that really didn't get a lot of time in the spring because there just isn't enough innings in the spring.
Yeah.
And here he comes. He's one of these guys. He's long. He's strong. He's a guy that most programs would love to have on the mound, and might even feature him in some way depending on the program. And now he's a guy that gets to get an opportunity here. So this will be fun to watch him, won't it, Kim?
I think with this Haymaker team, I think the only guys that probably won't pitch, and I say probably, would be Grayson and Jonah. I mean, that's 13 out of the 13 or 14 guys or whatever we have, and that's not counting the guys that we'll have from some of the guys that'll come up from the post 15.
Right.
And I don't know about Jonah honestly, but I can tell you right now that Grayson won't catch. But I can tell you that that's probably the only one out of this whole group that won't.
Yeah, I'm looking up and down the lineup, and then I'm thinking of you got Brody, who's gone. He's definitely going to pitch. You got Jer Stahl. Now he's going to be on post 15, but he's going to pitch a lot this summer, possibly even for the Haymakers at some point. Who knows, right? You have, let's see, you got Grady Mueller. He'll definitely pitch. He pitched some in the region tournament.
And was good.
And he's already pitched for post 15, and he's played a little bit he's going to play a little bit for both, I have a feeling. You got Aiden Thamal, he's definitely pitched some in the past. That might be another guy that may or may not pitch some, but not for lack of arm strength.
Without question. Yeah.
So, and really with all those guys, same with Jonah and Grayson, not for lack. And what's interesting is Jonah did already pitch for post 15. So, so
there leaves
there's
Grayson.
not going to be many. And you know what? With 24 guys across 2 teams, that's pretty much the way it has to be.
Yep, I'm good with it.
So here goes Zach Ward. First baseman leading off this inning against Osmondstad.
This is what we talk about, as a baseball group. How we want it to be. We want the kids to be able to play as many possible positions as they can, because quite honestly, you just never know Nice little play from
There you
Keegan.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, nice throw.
Yeah, that's
nice throw. You know, Keegan's got such a strong arm. If anything, there's sometimes that it goes high. So when he throws it low like that, you're out. There's just no way. There's just no way you're not, because nice play. Been fun to watch him throw tonight and throughout his career.
Yeah, and quite honestly, that's a vintage Keegan play there.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So here comes Grayson Lyons, one of the Lions guys here. Played a really nice game out in center field so far today. And I'm checking to remind myself. He was in left field for the first game. Nice looking player.
Yeah, that's
Osmondstad is just he's just throwing strikes. It's just all he's done. He's just pounding the zone, and he's really forcing. If Lisbon's going to beat him, they're going to have to do it with the bat.
Yep.
And when you're up 2 with this defense playing the way it's playing, that can feel like a lot. And but we'll see. Anything's possible. We both were raving about Zane Johnson's catch.
Yeah.
In right there. Yeah. Running full speed in. It seemed like the wind was going harder than it has all night, and it's been going very hard all night. And he caught it, and it didn't look like he was surprised at all.
No, he should. I mean, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised with the Brad Bittner coach team. Whether and I think they're going to be young. They were young this year in high school, and I think having the older guys come back, I think that helps them. But I'll tell you that Brad is going to make sure that they get every bit of good experience that they can.
We talked about the sacrifice of people coming back. That adds to it, doesn't it? Because you have Bittner, who's hurt, that may or may not be able to come back. We've heard that he should be able to. We hope he does. You're young, so it's maybe not the strongest Lisbon team ever, but they're going to compete. That just adds to what these guys are sacrificing to come back and really help these young guys.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, but again, I'm not at all surprised by a Brad Bittner team. It's just the way he is. It's the way he coaches. It
says a lot that they're willing to come back and play. Right, here comes Eli Lyons to run. It wasn't that long ago where it was a little bit. Well, you'd see these really great Lisbon teams at 11, 12, 13, and then before you know it, none of them were still playing in Legion, and it really seems like guys like Pat Adair and Brad Bittner and all them have really flipped the script on that. Now they play their best ball when they get to Babe Ruth and Legion.
I don't know exactly who is all behind the Lisbon High School stuff, but I will say this: Brad Bittner and Pat Adair have, I gotta believe, they're 98% of that. I mean, obviously there's other people involved, and I get that, but those two guys, they've forgotten more about baseball than most people know. So, it was there was no short of it was a matter of time and not a matter of when and not if.
Nice hit up the middle. That's it. This gets a little interesting with who Lisbon has at the top of their order now, because that was a nice hit by Adair, who that's just what he does, is have nice hits. Like, you look up nice hit in the dictionary and you see a picture of him. But then now you have Cordero coming up, who's scary with the bat, college level type athlete, winning run at the plate, or I shouldn't say winning run, go ahead run at the plate. So Ryan's happy to have 2 outs. He's happy to have the defense he has behind him, and Ryan's going to throw strikes. He's going to make you beat him. But it's getting interesting, isn't it?
It certainly is here. Let's
good outside corner pitch by Osmondstad. Another outside pitch. Osmondstad pounding that outside corner so far in these first 2 strikes in this at bat. See if Carver gets over there. Oh, little bobble there Bobble there. We got bases loaded. And Jacob Lyons, the dangerous second baseman, coming up here with bases loaded. Tying run on second base now.
Taste of our own medicine here. A little bit of
It feels familiar, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Only thing crazier is if we have what we had last night, where I think a black cat showed up in right field at about this time in the Junior Legion game, which was super interesting and made for a fun night with some animal management and pet detective type jokes being said by all, and that was funny. Luckily we had some very helpful people willing to keep them engaged so the game could finish. So that was nice to see.
That's good stuff.
So here we got bases loaded, 2 outs, and you gotta like having your 3-hitter up at this point if you're Lisbon.
This is where having a good catcher, a good experienced catcher comes into play huge.
Yeah.
I mean, and any little hiccup here could, score a run.
Yeah, it's funny. He's a sophomore, played Babe Ruth last year, but you feel really good with him back there, don't you?
Yeah, I have no doubts about his ability here. I'm not at all concerned about a pass ball here. Not saying it can't happen. I'm just not worried about it.
Little drop down there, Keegan. That's a nice place for the senior to be.
That'll do her.
And there we go. That is about as efficient of a game as you can have for the nightcap. 2-0. Casselton Haymakers get the sweep. Back-to-back nights where Junior Legion had the sweep last night. Haymakers get the sweep tonight. Fun night for everybody. Fun to be back playing. Fun to have summer baseball kicked off. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the 3 awards, and we'll do this after break, but we'll explain it here before break. First off, we're going to do the Agassiz Precision Egg play of the game. Your local your local precision planting dealer, Agassiz Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Then we're going to move to the HTC connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect. halsteadtel.com. And then last but not least, we're going to have the Enbridge player of the game. Life takes energy. Enbridge. Energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. So there you have it. We'll go Agassiz, and then we'll go the connection, and then we'll go HTC, and then we'll go Enbridge. But for now, we're going to go to break, and we're going to do some arm wrestling matches and see if we can figure it out here. Keep watching YourLiveEvents.com, and we will have the awards after the game.
On June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers and much, much more.
Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search Your Live Event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Tick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
All right, we are back, and we are ready to hand out some awards. Maybe a little extra discussion than normal, but ultimately not a ton of arguments there. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about the Agassiz Precision Play of the game. Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-2119. Excuse me. Or visit planterdoc.com. It maybe isn't one play, it maybe is, but basically Jonah set the tone throwing runners out right away. Whenever you do that, kind of halts the runners and makes them second guess what they're doing. You got a lot of nice things to say about Jonah all night, but talk about that play and talk about what that does for a team.
Well, first of all, it limits an offense on what you can do. So basically, taking that extra base when you think you probably can, or when you'd love to call a steal sign, give the steal sign, and you think, I really can't here. Those kind of things, it really makes it tough for an offense to do exactly what you want to do when you got a guy like that behind the plate throwing guys out. It's just how it is. So yeah, I definitely think that's a tone setter right there for sure.
All right. Well, that is our Agassiz Precision Play of the game. Next, we're going to go to the HTC connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. This was even more important in real life than it is in the stat sheet. But talk about the hit by Keegan.
Yeah, I think it started out as probably what we would call a routine single to right field.
Hit hard. Hit
absolutely.
Hard for
sure. Great contact, great hit. And then for whatever reason, the right fielder went under his legs, and Keegan turned that into a three-base error. So essentially what ended up happening was that he used, instead of being on first base and, whatever happens from there, he gets home on that three-base error, scores another run for us. And again, like Brent said, I don't think that it goes unnoticed that isn't an absolute important run to have. It's a no-brainer. Would you rather be up 2 versus 1? But definitely a change, an important run there, and an important play.
Well, it ended up being very important with the run that
Lisbon scored.
Yes. There at the end, right?
Yep.
And we were raving about the catch that Zane Johnson made in right, and how he kind of, in spite of the elements, made that look super easy. That one kind of skid past him a little bit, and that's going to happen too. He was playing in right in crazy conditions for the first time up here. Didn't get a chance to play in the first game there, so that's just going to happen. And so let's move on then. Let's go to the Inbridge player of the game. And Life Takes Energy, Inbridge, Energy for Life, Inbridge.com for career opportunities. You jumped on this one pretty fast. Talk about your player of the game.
Easy choice for me, Jack Everson. And this is and I talked to you about this earlier in the game. This was my focus, really, how he pitched, how he came out. Let me lead off by saying none of this surprises me. I will say that. Number 2, this is what we needed out of Jack. He basically, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 51 pitches, 35 strikes. it's a vintage Jack type of game. Very efficient. It's typical. That's what you're getting out of Jack, and that's why I think that he is so important on the mound. We got to make sure that we find a suitable backup for him, that he can pitch, and that we have him on the mound when we need him, because we will need him. And then, not only that, he went 2 for 2 from the plate and scored our first run, which essentially, outside of Keegan's is, probably the winning run. If we don't score that, we're tied. So what Jack does what Jack always does, shows up. So, but he's my player of the game tonight.
So looking at this for both teams, and this speaks to Lincoln Adair just as much, 2 walks total between the two teams. And it speaks to Ryan Osmondstad coming in there at the end too. Like, how many times do you see that in a Legion second game? 2 walks total in 10 innings, right? Yep. So that was fun, and it's just great to be back out here. It's great to have the great Brad Anderson up here announcing, right? We have America's Sweetheart doing color. It just really, the night could not be better.
No.
And any closing thoughts that you have for the whole night in general?
No, I love. First of all, this is where I love. This is like this is the part that I'm going to miss, is watching these kids play baseball next summer. I will be back watching these kids play baseball next summer, and as long as they'll let me, near the field. However, when your son's not a part of it, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But I will tell you right now, this is the start of something that I think is going to be a fun summer. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be not for. It won't lack competition this summer, right?
Yeah,
you think of the East, you got to get top 4, and then you're luckily State's in the West this year, so there's no auto bid.
Yep.
But top 4 out of 9, when you're talking about West Fargo, that great program having 2 teams. You're talking about Post 400 having 1 team, Post 2 having 1 team. So they're going to be loaded. Like, both of those programs are going to be loaded. And then you talk about Kindred, Devils Lake, Wahpeton, Park River. I know I'm going to miss them, so I hate to even name them all. But boy, you're going to have to bring it every night, and that's the fun part about summer baseball. There really is not a weak spot in the conferences.
No, and quite honestly, if you make it to state, you have absolutely earned it without hesitation.
Yeah.
This is and I'll be, in all the years that I've watched, the boys play, this is by far the best competition we will see.
Yeah.
And then I'm here for it, because this is what we call iron sharpening iron, and this is what's going to get the best out of our kids. This is what we want. This is what we signed up for. This is what's going to happen. And like I said, I'm here for it, and couldn't be more thrilled to be part of it.
Yeah. I'm just kind of giving a scan through, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did miss anybody. My apologies if we did. Like, there is not a weak team in that lineup.
No.
And it's going to be fun. It's and the great part is there's such a cherry on top if you happen to get there.
Yeah.
No one runs a tournament or a state tournament or a big tournament better than Williston. They're Larry Grandal out there and crew. They just do as good a job as you could ever do. So I really hope the boys get that opportunity. But no matter who gets it, it's going to be a special one, and that's really all you can ask for. So with that, I'm here with Cale Lewis. This is Brent Everson. It's been our pleasure, and we are so happy to share this night with you. Prayers for good weather tonight. Let's hope that no one gets any damage or runs into any bad stuff tonight. Hope that everybody's safe. Take care, and we will see you at the next game.
Have a good night, everyone.